I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no
Hey, Dub, I was just about to put the link in the chat until you said something. Give me about 10, 15 minutes and let me build the foundation of the content, then I'll drop the link.
Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
What up, Nine?
I never got anyone.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they asked for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, Nine?
My biz at. What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, y'all know what it is. Let me get it to the chat. What up, riders? What up, sis? Hey, I was just shadow watching you, putting the kids to sleep and trying to set myself up and get ready to do this. Shout out to riders. Y'all definitely double check that y'all subscribe. Make sure that notification bell on, sis over there, uncovering a lot of information. You know, she like going down the rabbit hole, and I just appreciate man, right, that's my dog. Go check my boy D Shep. What up, though? And then you know you got the one and only Bronze Flat Power in the building. What up, Nine? Appreciate you. Also, who else we get? Dub, give me a minute, bro. Let me build the foundation of the content. Then I was about to drop the link, and when I seen him, I'm like, hold on, bro, you ain't even gonna let me. Yeah, let me build the foundation of the content. Then I drop the link. It is an open panel, so just give me 1 second. My sis Liz B is in the building. What up, sis? Appreciate you. That's my 9. Commander, the Minister of General Defense is in the building. What up, Commander? Appreciate you, 9. Appreciate you. Mintech Soul, what up, dude? That's my boy. I call him White Chocolate because he got the soul. You can hear his soul through the beats he made. Definitely go check on my man's and them great conversations. Always talking about good things. Just relaxing, sitting back, chilling, playing the game. Good conversation. Go check my boy out, man. Yeah, what up, though? So yeah, a lot of the conversations that we had the last couple days. Y'all know how I do. I take one thing and build off of it. Just build up. We keep building off of these different concepts. And this is something I touch on probably once a year, because we always have new people coming in. So it's always good to not only, because, when time go past, you get different understandings and different concepts, and new people come in and have different perspective so they can add to it. So, what are you consuming? We think consuming, we think eating, right? And that's true. That's one aspect, but you also get your mental, right? So when we watch these YouTubes, we watch the news, movies, music, all these things we consume mentally. Anytime we consume things, it has potential to influence our body, just like food. So how we eat, if you know how the digestive system works, food you eat metabolize, and it takes different amino acids, different minerals, different vitamins to different parts of your bodies to benefit. But we also consume things that don't benefit our body, like artificial sweeteners, right? What do your body do with that? A lot of it is disposed out, but some of it is stored. And what do it store into? Fat. This is why people become overweight, because they consuming things that their body don't naturally break down. Same thing mentally, right? So we consume things mentally that's not beneficial to it, and it has adverse effects. It can change the way we think towards a subject, and also not only mentally but emotionally. The things that we intake, the different interactions with people, like I said, the music, the movies, all this stuff we're consuming, and it has the potential to affect us either in a positive or adverse way. But oftentimes, I don't think people truly pay attention or even understand the ramifications of what they're consuming. I mean, it has the potential to change your attitude. You can be having a good day, you see something, hear something, and it turn to a bad day. So my thing was I had to be more mindful. And over time, I was able to consume things that was detrimental to me before, but consuming it in a way that I can learn and understand from it. I'll give you an example real quick, and then I'll drop the link. Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown, what up, my 33 brother? Man, I was missing you last night. After I ended that show, I was thinking like, man, Gary go listen to this the next day and be like, damn, I should have been on that one. But I know he probably passed out. He be taking them old man naps like me. Shout out to my brother, man. That's my 9. But like over time, like even I give you an example, right? Watching slave movies, right? It used to make me feel a type of way. I used to get upset and mad, and that'd translate over into my real life. The way I looked at things, the way I moved, and the way I thought about different things. So over time, I realized the influence that it had on me. And I had to come up with a way where I consume it and actually learn from it versus having it affect me. I had to look at it from an academic standpoint. So I had to eliminate my emotions. I had to eliminate, because you're watching something that, you may not have went through it, but you understand the historical aspect. And it's someone that reflects you. These people look like me. I know the historical aspect. I know what it did to, certain members of my family. like especially like the Jim Crow era. Like my elders, I grew up around most of my elders, so I heard those old stories. Um, so it make you feel some type of way. And then I had to step back, eliminate my emotions, and look at the situation and learn from it. And I was able to do that on YouTube, right? Like I'm more of a, I turned more into an observer, right? So it's times where I can watch something that I may not agree with, right? Like I go watch. I heard these group of people. I'm not even gonna give them no shout out, but they was like bashing black women, right? And guess what? I can relate to a lot of the things they said, but I didn't. It didn't influence me. It didn't make me feel a certain type of way or look at black women even different because I already had the knowledge, right? And I was able to look at it from a logical standpoint versus an emotional standpoint. And doing that, I was able to understand why people come to these conclusions. Not everybody got different reasons they do, but you begin to hear. And just like me, when I was younger, I had bad experiences with a couple of black women, and I felt a certain way because it kept happening over and over. But when I learned from those experiences, I realized it's not really them, it's me. I'm selecting these quality of women. Now, when I stopped doing that, selecting a higher quality of woman, a higher quality black woman, I didn't have those issues. So I had that knowledge going in. So when I'm listening, and the first questions I asked is like, well, where did you meet these people at? And usually it's some bar, club. Okay, what was the education level? What was their upbringing? You start asking these questions because these things matter. These things matter. And then it shows them like, okay, yeah, well, it was more me selecting these type of women. You can't fault nobody for being who they are. Fault yourself for dealing with them. That's accountability. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about tonight. What are you consuming and how does it influence you? I should have put that on the other end. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link because I know Dub want to come up here and yeah. But what up though, man? What y'all been up to, man? How y'all living? How you living? How you feeling? Shout out to B2B. My bad. I'm looking at my phone. My eyes ain't working too good tonight. So I got to look at the chat from my phone. If y'all keep seeing me turn my head, the camera's on the screen. But yeah, the link is dropped. I'm trying to wait for somebody to do something so I can. The man, the myth, the legend, Dub is in the building. What up, Dub?
I don't know about all that. You give me much too much credit, but I appreciate you having me on, man. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little sloppy, but for the most part, I'm good. And I'm trying to make myself have a point without trying to be too slow, trying to swear, trying to do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I'm not trying to be disrespectful to your channel. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
sometimes I got to slow down.
that's
But
what's up, bro. That's what I mean. That's awareness. You know what I'm saying? It's intent. So I mean, that just shows progress. People say growth. I like to say progress because most people expect people to be perfect, and I don't look for that. I just look to see if people trying to progress, try to be better today than they was yesterday. As long as people doing that, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. As long as yeah, that is, bro. Because that's all you can really expect from someone without actually sitting down and talking about expectations. If a person is
yeah.
trying to do better, they trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, brother.
And I agree. Just to kick off with your topic here, because you mentioned, like, I think you said movies and like watching slavery movies, something like that. I mean, you could feel tons of different ways, depending upon which race you are. You can feel a ton of different ways about these things. You could feel like that wasn't me. I'm not responsible. It was my parents. So that can be from a white person's perspective, like I am. You feel sad, both ends, on any end, really. You can feel angry. But then to move on to just different types of movies, you could watch a mob movie and be like, oh, that's masculinity. People should treat you with respect. You know what I'm saying? Or you can watch like some army movies or something, and to be like, yeah, we got to have our pride in our country right here, and the other people who aren't having pride in their country, maybe you should watch a couple more of these army movies, you know. But I agree that watching what you're consuming will have an effect on how your thinking is, for sure. I think, you know what I mean, and that's why you have to watch out. Sometimes in the media, it's like they're only going to give it to you
Mhm.
one way. But if you're consuming different kinds of media, then you're seeing different parts, and it's hard to decipher what's going on in the world today. So to bring it into the more media
And
side of it, right?
and it's interesting. Like you say that's a white perspective. Like because I had a discussion with one of my good friends. He a white guy, and I forget. I think it was like 12 Years a Slave had came out. We men, I took my girl. He took his girl. We would go watch this movie, and when we came out the movie, his girl was like, my girl was talking like, this was messed up, this, that. And his girl just blurted out like, "Well, even if my people did that, I'm not gonna feel guilty for it because it's not me." And then they got an argument, and I'm like, just listen to what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when people say that, people have an emotional response, right? And I had to understand that when I heard it, and I hear oftentimes, white people say that, and for me, it don't bother me because it's not them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a component of a person paid for the sins of their father, or I'm not a component of that. I judge people predicated upon their deeds and actions. And but it's interesting because you hear how they have an emotional response off of what they watch. Like it's like almost like I always wondered, and when I asked, I'm like, because when that was the response, it was more like, why would you? And I know because people associate white people like, oh, your ancestors did this, like y'all supposed to pay for what they did. And people argue that back and forth, but I always tell people like, if they're not bigoted, if they're not racist, if they're not, just move forward, and that's how people learn. We can actually have a dialogue, and because black people just want people to understand, like, look, we've been through some shit too, and then white people want to be. I mean, not to put
It,
people in
it's very,
defensive modes, but
it's very convoluted, bro. Like if you want to get
yeah,
taken to work and go real slow with it, I understand because you're trying to figure out a way to make it make sense without being totally offensive. Say it that way. You're
yeah,
not going to offend me either way, but I understand why you're trying to pick and choose your words and be real slow with it. I get it.
yeah, because it is a is an emotional trigger for a lot of people. Just the word slavery itself. When you say slavery, you see how different people react to it, like white people and black people, because uh, you have people who, like you said, will sympathize, like, damn, I understand, but then you have some people that get defensive, and you when you hear their story, you understand why, because a lot of times they're attacked, that's used against them, and so they're emotionally triggered when that subject come up, and they go straight into defensive mode. And I look at things for what they are, right? So I always try to understand the why versus the what. We all know the what, but the why is more important. You know what I'm saying? The why shows what motivates.
I
So
mean, I get it though too. Like on the other half is like I wouldn't want to be enslaved either or anything like that. But even if I told you that you're not just speaking to a white guy, I could say I'm Indian, but then you're gonna want to see my Indian card, and I'm gonna be like, okay, well, what good does it give me in my life to show you my Indian card? So I showed it to one person. Are you going to show everyone else for me? And that ain't going to do no good. But even if I had some kind of Indian blood in me, wouldn't you be like, okay, well, I mean, at least that's something. But then are we going to cry about the Indians all day? No, we're not going to do that. So I mean, we can't cry about the black people all day either. Although we can understand that they did put a great portion of this country together during the portion of slavery, we can understand that. But then they were also freed, and then for people that are massively complaining, because it's not all black people that are doing that, but for those that are massively complaining, don't you think that your grandparents, or whatever the situation may be, they would not be happy with you to look at you and go, "You're whining. I got whipped over here, and you're still sitting there complaining." But and then the other flip side of the coin is honestly, what could the country do? How can they pay reparations? I don't think it's realistic. Some of them are going to get it, some of them aren't because they're going to be disqualified. We just end up back at square one again, anyways. To be honest, that's the way I think about it. I don't know. It's just very convoluted. It's a tough subject to talk about overall, So I mean, I get it, but is there any solution to it? Probably not. Like I don't see it.
Man, I think it. I mean, even like when people talk about reparation, I feel like it is options. If we can pay the Jews, if we can pay the Chinese, if we can pay all these people, we can pay the black people who experienced it. I mean, they got two different templates. A guy from New York and a woman from I think it was another guy from California. They got templates. So I mean, I say let the people work on it, and if they come to a solution, then it's an option. But just to say it can't happen, it won't happen. It's different things that can be done. It probably won't be done. It won't be done, and I understand why. It's deeper than rap, but
Yeah, because it's
but
super
this is
complicated, man. It's super
but
complicated. It'd be like, hold up, I want to give people something, right? But then, what kind of family line do you come from? Has your family been continuously like arrested? Like, I mean, because that could involve some disqualification. What qualifications are we putting forth for these type of things? And that's where slavery becomes a like, dang, I mean, I'm sad. It wasn't me that did it, but I'm sad. And believe it or not, I'm part Indian, so you can go with that. And some people just gonna be like, "Oh, that guy, he's just a nickel Indian or
but the
whatever they call
but
it."
the Indians also and if you got a card, you get benefits, right, from what America did to you.
No, because no, the because I ain't like I guess that percentage of Indian, but I can draft it back. I mean, I can
You
show you
you
documentation, but it won't matter.
No, I'm
And I'm
saying if you get a card, you can go to. I'm just telling you from personal experience. If you get a card, you can go to the reservation that you're assigned to and get benefits. But what I'm saying that the Indians, like everyone got. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Is uh, a common is commonly brought up. Like, what can we do? What can we do? Well, bro, look, we done made it out of space. That's difficult. That's when creativity, ingenuity, all that stuff. And just because I might not be able to come up with a solution, I leave that to the people who can. Let them work on it. But I don't think common folk need to be arguing about that because we ain't got the information or the knowledge. We might think we do, but logically we don't because we find ways to pay other people. We just all that money that went to Ukraine. What was the stipulations on that? That's taxpayers' dollar. No
no,
one
I
cared about
you.
that. But
Believe
when you
me,
say, give
yeah.
black people something, then people be like, oh, well, we can't do it because it'll do this, it'll do that. Like, come on now, man. This is my only thing, right? This is what happens often. Like, even when we talk about slavery, there's a reason black people talk about slavery, right? It's to educate and understand where we came from, what we overcame. And a lot of times when people try to downplay that, you know what I'm saying? It'd be
Yeah, okay.
that's when the dysfunction of the conversation come in. Because it's like this. Like when the Jewish people talk about what they went through, I just listen, right? I don't really have no input. But when it comes to like slavery and what happened to black people, then everybody got an opinion.
Okay, so
But
hold
don't
up.
nobody say nothing about what the Jews went through. And they still talk
Okay,
about that.
but okay, so yeah, so I mean, you're saying I think what I'm gathering from you because I thought you said you ain't got no empathy or something for that, but I think when you watch like a solid war film like Band of Brothers or a film that's it's not a fiction, but it's a what? It's a kind of like a series based on the truth. So then, okay, so if you've ever watched a documentary, I'm sure you sit there for a minute and go like, I mean, like I feel sad, but then there's
Hmm.
nothing I can do about it. So then, but at the same time, like what do you do afterwards? Okay, I learned about it. I feel sad, but then like am I going to give them something? The answer is probably going to be no. You know what I mean? So I mean the same thing works for everyone. it's just like you feel you watch it, you learn about it, you feel sad, but then you can't have people or the media like try to make you feel responsible for it, because then it's messing with people's minds to where they think they got to fight for every single cause in the entire world, and it's like no, because we're not like a world based, you know what I mean, something. We're just America. We're trying to stay together as a country, make sure our people are taken care of, which can involve, you know, handouts here, there, whatever. But at this point, it's got to be for everyone. You know what I'm saying? It can't be just like, okay, you get some. I mean, we're in the hole for 34 trillion or whatever is right now, and I've been on programs of big like YouTube people for probably like 2 minutes, but not long. And they're like saying, hey, yeah, give us our reparations. We want 30 million. And it's like, wait, you just sunk the whole country right there. You don't understand it. How do you not see that? If you put out 30 million trillion and gave it to a certain group of people, what's everyone else supposed to do? Now the price of bananas went up. You want 3 of them? Give me $20. You know what I'm saying? How does it work? It's very complicated, you know? So
My bad, real quick. Naga, what up, my Naga? My Naga. What up, though? Nate the Great is in the building. What up, fam? Appreciate y'all. I would say this too. Like when you say you've been on them. When I hear people speak like that, why even care? It's all hypothetical.
You have to, because everyone wants you to understand. Because you just said like, we just want people to learn. But okay, so do you want people to learn? And then when people learn, they're going to be sad. And then when they're sad, do you want them to feel responsible? And then when you get them to feel responsible, do you want them to hand you money? So where are we on the spectrum? Because that's what the spectrum seems like to me. You know what I'm saying?
But
so
and see, that's
learn about it. That's one thing, right?
And that's the thing too. Like I hear people, like I go through channels every day, and I hear people say some things, and I agree with some things I don't agree with. But that's their opinion. They're entitled to it. I allow them to have it. Me, even that's what I'm saying. Like how, like that's what you consume, right? If people, they have hypothetical conversations all day. This is that. We should do this. We should do that. I mean, I look at things that happen. Like when we even talking about, okay, if you give all black people who come from slave descendant free college, or give them tax-free exempts for X amount of years, people got an opinion about that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have an opinion. That's all hypothetical. We just having a conversation, and people want to battle on that. But when they send money to all these other countries, funding these other countries, nobody got nothing to say. And that's actually money coming out your pocket.
Okay, but okay, at the same time, you could look at the flip side and say, like, Trump came in, nobody wanted Trump or something, supposedly, right? But then it's like all of a sudden he's finding all these millions and billions and trillion, whatever, that are going other places that it kind of doesn't make sense. Like we hired a janitor, but he costs $200,000 a year, and you're like, what? Huh? What janitor? Where's this guy? I mean, is he shining up everything, repainting everything every day? What's going on with this guy? Kind of deal. And I'm like, I think he's doing a great job. There's probably still people out there believing he isn't doing a good job, but he's trying to trim the fat and all the stuff and get all these programs that are involved with other countries out of here. But even still, if all those disappear, we still have like a $30 trillion deficit supposedly that we owe to someone, even if we're cutting down all that stuff. So we still can't give entitlement programs to people who actually live here that are poor, because we owe this 30-something trillion. How are we ever going to fight that down? Who do we owe that to?
See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's a continuous argument of the people on the lower, and people at the top just go keep doing what they doing. But we arguing about hypothetical stuff, and they actually making moves and doing stuff. And we just got to accept what they do, but we argue with one another about what we should do. That's crazy. That's just crazy work. That's why, like I've just learned to observe and listen. Like even when
I mean,
people telling
I
their
get that.
story, right?
I get that about you, man. Go ahead. I get that about you, though.
Dee Dee, what up, sis? Dee 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 Dee. What up, though?
I
Appreciate you,
mean,
Dee Dee. Yeah, man. I've just learned to sit back, observe, listen, and just understand different people's perspectives
so
and see how I can apply it, because half of the stuff that people say is not even logical, bro. It's like you can't do nothing with it. So, but it's interesting. Maybe I can't do something with it now. Maybe I can do something with it later. But I don't emotionally attach myself to it. So a lot of times, this is one of the things I live by, right? Opinions are only valuable if someone acquires it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people express their opinions and don't nobody really care.
sure. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, so okay, to move more on with your topic, like, uh, I don't know how old you are, but let's say when you were
40.
younger, when you were younger, did you kind of enjoy watching horror films, and do you still enjoy watching horror films if you even watch them at all?
I do. I did and I
Okay.
do. But the way I perceive them when I was younger, I didn't have any type of filter, right? So I watched it and I just took it all in. Now when I watch it, I understand it's entertainment.
Ah, yeah, it's weird because I look at it, I'm like, when I was little, I'm like, okay, that might have been like a Friday the 13th or some weird
Yeah,
shit like that. Oh my gosh. And then, but if you look back now, like that's a pretty stupid movie, but I was only like however years old, and you know what I mean? It's like that was kind of scary, but I mean, these days you got like Saw 1, Saw 2, Saw whatever. And I'm like, this came from somebody's imagination. At least I hope that's what it was. They weren't being like contacted.
right.
You know what I mean? Where'd they get this shit from? I don't want to watch none of this stuff anymore. I mean, it's consumption, right? What are you consuming? And I'm like, I ain't consuming that shit no more, dude. It's just, I mean, whatever. It's not like it scares me, but it kind of does. Who came up with this? Where'd they get it from? All that kind of shit. Excuse me. Can I say that word on your
No,
channel? Because
yeah, no, you good, bro. You good. But no, definitely,
uh,
like, with the horror, I remember Friday the 13th. I was scared to go to sleep for a minute, bro. Like this, they tripping. Like, but my man, you know what I'm saying? Like my man gonna come through my dreams. Like, damn. But now, when now that I'm older, the way I look at it, bro, I be understanding like the tone that is setting, trying to decipher the plot, looking for the symbolism. So it's more like it's more observant now. I'm more observant, looking for things. So I don't have time to allow it to influence me in a way where it won't be beneficial. It's more educational now. Even a horror movie, everything tells a story. We may watch it and be like, oh, from beginning to end, but until you truly comprehend the tone, you won't truly understand the story that the person is trying to project, like the story writer, the screenwriter, whatever you want to call it. But when you
mhm.
begin to understand like the tone and the symbolism within it, it has a whole different meaning. You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
what's your number one horror film? What do you got? What's your number one?
Ah,
Or
I'm
you go
a
top three, top three, top three.
so I'm a Halloween fan. I'm Michael Myers. That's Michael Myers is my Batman of Halloween, of scary movie. Michael
Okay.
Myers. I like Jason, man. I'm old school, and I like Pinhead, bro. Believe it or not, Pinhead was like, bro, that joke was crazy, man. Yeah,
Okay.
Pinhead.
Oh shit, man. Uh, Mine's like I gotta go with the. I don't know. I would say like a Saw is up there because it was like the first time I was like, well, somebody who even whoever made this, that you're crazy. But
Yeah,
like I was the Seven is probably up there for me, even though it's
the
not really a
seven.
horror
Yeah,
uh suspense slash action slash thriller slash whatever the heck it is. Um yeah, I think I just got two there because you can go Saw 1, Saw 2 for me, and then I'm like, oh, I'm out. like I don't remember the Friday the 13th that much, you know what I'm saying? Although they back in the day that scared the shit out of me, but you know, yeah. But content, yeah. As far as if you're taking in that kind of stuff, like if you're constantly watching, like I'll flip it over from movies to like just TV. If you're constantly watching like uh crime and order live or whatever, you know what I mean? 24 the next 48 or something like that. You know what I mean? If you're constantly watching that, don't you think people like get out of that and are probably going to be scared? You know what I mean? Like don't trust people at all. Next 48, you
Definitely.
ever heard of
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm here in. I'm on the outskirts of Detroit, so I didn't know the family, but my brother went to school with the little girl's brother that got unalived by the when the cops went in, and that's why they canceled. Like they canceled in Detroit. They stopped doing the first 48 in Detroit because they went in the wrong house and unalived the little girl. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So yeah, my brother went to
Sorry.
school with her brother. Yeah, that was messed up. It was messed up. It was a 2-family flat. They were supposed to go upstairs and they went downstairs. Yeah. And they threw a
Mm,
flashbang in, and the grandmother tried to run to
mm,
the little girl, and the little girl popped up, and yeah,
that's brutal, man.
that was all on the. I think they did a documentary about that. But yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, watching stuff like that, even like like I'm just speaking from experience. Like I
That's
remember
rough.
just like driving around and listening to different songs, and you feeling some type of way, and then the littlest thing happening, you influenced by that music, man, you pop off. You know what I'm saying? You just pop off.
Oh,
So
no, for sure.
music, yeah,
That can happen
everybody
either
wanted to.
way.
Yeah, that
You
happened to
can,
everybody. You see little white boys in the suburbs sagging their pants, throwing up gang signs.
no,
Where you get
no.
this?
So I was talking about the other way around, though, bro. I'm talking about like
Yeah,
you lost
like
somebody, you know, what I mean? And then you're concentrating on how you just lost somebody, and then you're listening to all the sad songs. I don't want to hear about the everyone's walking around sagging their pants and all this shit.
yeah,
Because guess
man,
what?
that jump.
More often than not, I think those people haven't lost really anything, anyone really in their life. Either that or they have and they're numb. And then now it just feels like, what's life worth? I'll just walk around and act like I'm the toughest shit in town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But because music can hit you on any level. You don't want to make you
it can
dance
just
all
like
kinds of
you
ways.
know what one of my favorite songs that I listen to. Like I'm a true believer of controlling. I always say at the end of my show, care about how you feel. So I'm a true believer of creating my momentum in life. So when I used to work at the hospital, it's it's a roller coaster working in the hospital. You have good days, you have bad days. But just to make sure my day was good, I used to listen to that for real because I'm happy. And that
Mm-hmm.
is just, made me feel good. I go in the building, I'm smiling at everybody, I'm hugging people, I'm changing the energy to flow, So music, it definitely have a positive or negative impact, and oftentimes, like you said, we often talk about the negative, but what about the positive, you know? Um,
Shit, I mean, because there's tons of different types of music out there. It doesn't always have to be like
yeah,
I'm the biggest, baddest person out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be that way. It's like allow yourself to, because from one of your previous shows, you're talking about masculinity and what that is. Well, I mean, you don't have to be masculine to enjoy a song about the country. You know what I mean? Or
mm,
something like that. Yeah, it ain't just all about walking around going, "Yeah, I'm the bad guy in town. Everybody else better frown." Whatever you know what I mean? Like it ain't about that. It's like there's tons of different things to that, and even crying, whatever. If you got to listen to a song like, well, I mean, I hate to again compare it to like rap, but I mean, "Song from Mama." I like that song. That's from
yeah,
who's it?
It's a Mama, you.
Boys to Men. I mean,
Yeah,
come
boys,
on,
man.
man. That's a
Yeah,
solid song.
food,
That
the
makes
soul
you know,
food.
that makes me let exactly. So I mean, there's tons of songs to listen to, but how is it that it seems like most of society is turning around to, you know, it's gotta be, I'm the baddest dude in town. Here you go, whatever. I mean, that's dumb. There's just so many really good ones that you can go look up and be like, well, it just puts a smile face. I'm, you know what? I'm not fully 100% happy, but it makes me content. Do I need to be 100% happy? Well, I mean, come on, what's that mean? You know, but can you be content? So I think there's something to be said about that. Same thing where somebody might feel like, well, I need to have a woman or else, if I don't have her, then I'm empty. No, that's not true either. You got to have sense and some kind of fulfillment in yourself and who you are and be like, well, even if I'm single, who cares? I mean, I still got to get on with life. What am I going to do? Go to the bar and beg? Come on, bro. That's just stupid. You can get nothing like that. We all know that, right? So you got to move on with your life. You got to clean your house. You got to keep up with yourself and do all these things. Listen to some positive music so that you come on happy, just like you're saying. You walking into work, you're like, yeah, I need to play myself some, music that makes me get in there and be like smiling and sharing good vibes with people, all that stuff. I think that's what somebody else.
Hold on, man. Give me 1 second, bro, because they clowning me in the chat. I want y'all to see something. Look at this, man. You see this frame? Hold on, I can't even get the camera. You see this? You see these pecs? Okay. I get the best hugs, man. I get bear hugs, man. They call me the bear, man. People love hugging me. Women love hugging me, I should say. Yeah, I'm a hugger, man. That's my wife.
Oh,
My wife love. Yeah, man.
I got some nice pecs too, and I give
Yeah.
great hugs too. We need some more people up in this chat. Where are you coming from? Click the StreamYard link and get your butt up
Chat,
here.
where you at? Chat, where you at?
Let's go. Come on up. The water's nice and warm. Neither one of us gonna bite you. Let's go.
I don't know, bro. I bite sometimes. I do bite sometimes, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You do, but it's all right. I mean, he ain't got
Sometimes,
venom.
not all the time.
He ain't
I ain't
got
got no
venom in
venom.
there.
I ain't got no
snake.
venom, but I do bite. Throw man text. Yeah, they be clowning me, man. I love my people though, man. But yeah, like if you look at my music playlist, bro, I love classical music. You see it is dominated by like Chopin, Mozart. Yeah, I like classical music.
Well, you can go like even I go with this one of my brother's favorite ones. Sticks, fooling yourself. Sticks, fooling yourself. It's a good song. It's a pick me up word. It's like yeah, you're right. The world can come against me, but you can't beat me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need that, and
Oh
sometimes we
man,
need,
you,
all types of
you know
running, workout music, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
when I'm down, you know my favorite song to listen to. Johnny Cash, man. There ain't no grave that can hold my body down. Johnny Cash was a bad man, bro. Like even when I say his name, I feel a certain vibration in my body. Man. Johnny Cash was a man. Yeah, Johnny Cash. He helped me through some dark times in my life, man.
You know more than I do, my friend. I never even heard that song before in my life. So
You never heard that, bro? When we get off here, go. I'm telling you, bro. Bro. It'll make you cry and feel inspired at the same time.
Those are the songs I like the best. So what's that song called? What?
Hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. I know it's I think it ain't no grave, but just
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got you. All right.
ain't no grave. Yeah.
I'll listen to that one. I like a ton of music, man. I mean, I don't know all the stuff. Sometimes I'm more just, sneaking around looking for the pop songs of whoever band was playing, right? But I mean, you can find a lot of good ones that are just tucked away if you didn't listen to the entire album back in the day, which I know back in the day you buy like a a CD for one song, and then you might get like one other song off of it, but you paid $20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
How
man.
old are you? You talk about CD. I'm in the tape. I mean, I remember getting 8-track. Well, I'm not like I grew up in the backwoods, so we was like 10 years behind everybody. So I grew up with 8-tracks and cassettes and vinyl records. I didn't get
I'm a
into like CDs until I moved with my mom in '93.
nickel older than you.
A nickel, yeah, okay. Yeah, like I grew up old school. Like we had I didn't even know what a CD was until I moved like into 19. I don't know when the CDs came out, but I know in '93, like when I moved to Michigan with my mom, that's when I started. We didn't even have cable, bro. We didn't. Yeah, I grew up in the backwoods, so up until I was like 9 years old, it was like we was like 10 years behind everybody.
Oh, so what'd you learn up there? You got like bow and arrow skills, chopping
I
down
do.
trees, all that stuff?
I do. I whittle to this day. You know that keeps my nerves calm. I whittle. I'm working on a longbow now. Yeah, hunt. You know, that's why I'm real good with my hands. You know, I love like camping. Me and my wife, we got a membership is a camping thing called Outdoor Adventures. You know, they got a couple campsites, but we usually go camping every year. So I'm excited because we ain't been in the last 2 years when my daughter was young, but we going this year. No, we went 2 years ago we went. We didn't go last year, but we going this year. So I'm gonna teach my son how to make a fire. I got him a little pocket knife, you know, so I'm excited. He only 5. My wife's like, he don't need that. Well, he ain't go get it when he come home. He gonna have it camping. I'm gonna supervise him with it. Like, calm down.
All
It's
right,
not just a
so
pocket knife, it's a utility knife. So.
oh shit, yeah, it is. You know that. I mean, people in jail make things out of pencils. You know what I mean? So, or
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I've been watching too many movies. What are you consuming lately? What is it that you're caught up on? What motivates you? What shit here you're like demotivates you? You're like, nah, avoid that. I gotta take some chicken out of the oven. So get a conversation going on that. Maybe that'll spark you a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Prayers, what up, though? Appreciate you. So I've been into more psychology lately. The last like really 2 years, just understanding different aspects of behavior and how they identify different sources of behavior, and so understanding the different concepts they have of behavior and understanding the source point of it. I've been studying that more, and just focusing on my business. Really, you know, I'm trying to build my business, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but yeah, just doing that, man, and working on content. You know, trying to be a better content creator. You know, I am not like I'll always in groups. I've never wanted to be the focal point in groups. I never wanted to be the face. I was always like the mastermind behind everything. I was always, so this is like a new role for me. So I'm trying to learn how to be a better, you know, I guess if you want to call it podcaster, or, you know, there's some things I'm trying to work on, but some things is just me, bro. Like my laid back, like people like when I get excited and energetic and stuff, I can do that if I'm in that mode. But normally I'm a laid back person. So just understanding my presence and my presentation, you know, learning more about that, how to be more effective. Like, because I'm very careful because I understand how manipulation works and how influence works. Influence is just a form of manipulation, but it's more about the intent. So, you know, I don't want to mislead anyone, or I only come to help. I ain't coming to hurt. So certain things that, like, I don't like pulling on people emotional triggers. I don't. I understand the benefit, especially like being a content creator. It does have benefits, but I'm not trying to do that. So I'm trying to find a way to be effective without doing what most people have been effective doing. So
That's hard. Yeah, I see what you're
yeah,
saying. I get it. That's really hard because you know I mentioned on one of the prior ones where it's just basically like some of these shows are just like scum. It's just like
Mhm.
they turn themselves into a shit show. You know what I mean? Where it just moves into what they call ad homs or whatever, and then so everyone's just going you asshole or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, what's the point? And everyone's talking over each other. No one could really hear anyone. It kind of becomes a mess. But there's a certain thing to that, and it depends on what the topic is really, because then you'll really, I mean, you can go anywhere from Bible to P Diddy or something, and everywhere in between. But then there's only a certain amount of people that are going to be passionate about some of it. Some people will tune out completely, so you got to pick your topics well, and then at the same time, you're going to have to stimulate someone's brain with whatever it is that you're saying, which is tough. I mean, if you're trying to stay on the up and up on topics, then you're trying to talk about serious stuff, and then um, you know, be authentic, not try to fake it. You know what I mean? Like, ain't easy.
It's not, bro. 'Cause like I said, the whole game is based upon reaction. Like getting that's how you like if you think about how do you keep people's retention, right? You got to keep them interested, keep them involved. Well, honestly, you have to influence. You have to influence them, right? So where does influence come from? The way people feel about things determine the way they think, determine the way they act. So if I can influence them in a certain way, this is why people consume things that's not beneficial to them. You get somebody pissed off and mad, and you start interacting with them in a chat, they'll be there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? They'll be there for a minute. So that's why, man, I just sit back and observe a lot of different styles, ways people do things. I'd be like, damn, but that ain't me. We're gonna have some good conversation.
You had me. Actually, I was tuning in on your last show. I left a comment on a couple days ago's comment section because I was listening in to the day after, and I was like, he mentioned my name. Okay, well, maybe I should hop in. And I'm like, no, maybe I shouldn't. And I sat there and I was like, no, I shouldn't. Like, it's okay. Like, he's gonna say something. It was your what practice what you preach or something like that, which is a fine topic, and I agree with it. Uh, to an extent, yeah, I can agree with that, like totally. But it's just like finding the mass amount of people, which is like if you're in the chat, click the link, hop on up. Everyone has a different things that they want to chat about. You know what I mean? It could be, hey, look, I mean, I don't know. Has anyone out there ever been in love and then the person messed them over? Uh, I would say a different word, but I'm not going to do that because whatever. I want to protect the guy's channel. But she screwed me up, and I mean it's kind of dirty, but you know, how did you recover from that? You know what I mean? That's just like that's kind of a beneficial topic, or whatever you got. You know what I mean? Somebody else hop up here. Let's go. We need to re-up. Why not?
That'd be a good topic. How to recover from heartbreak. That'd be a good topic.
It is. I mean, shit. I can go over my stuff, but I mean, it's almost like why, but it's like I don't know. Maybe I messed up, but I don't think I did. You know, and it has to do with
Like even in that aspect, right? Everybody plays a part. So I mean, at some point, it takes two to tango. Even if it was you allowing things. That's what I found out in one of my relationships, bro. I was allowing things, right? And after a while, it became a problem. And that's ultimately what ended the relationship. But then I had to look at it like, hold on, bro. I kind of conditioned the environment for her to do this. And now I'm getting upset at it. So that taught me to set firm boundaries at the beginning. Don't allow things you don't, and after I did that, I took accountability. Like, so it wasn't, I didn't force her to do the stuff she did, but I created an environment where it was okay to do it at first. And then after we started obtaining things and life started getting better, all of a sudden I want you to stop, and it became an issue. That's not her fault. That's mine. I'm the man. I'm supposed to be leading. And I allowed this in the beginning, and now I'm saying stop. And she don't want to conform, So I took accountability for that, learned from it, and moved forward. So a lot of times, like even in heartbreaks, it's like once you take something back, like the lesson of the experience, I found it easier to move forward. So
Yeah, I agree too. And it's like, I mean, but how are you? Okay, so let's say you were younger, right? And then let's even say she had problems with certain things like sniff or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to mess up your channel. You know what I mean? Like
I know what
problems
you
with
mean.
that stuff or whatever. It could be anything in that category that's not allowed. So let's say she had problems there, and then maybe you thought like, hey, it's okay. Once she meets me, you know what I mean? She's gonna get rid of that because I just believe like almost like believe in myself and believe what I
Mm-hmm.
have to offer is gonna change her. Like she's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be okay. You know what I mean? That's foolishness because it really kind of well, I can't say that. Only for me it was, but it doesn't always end up that way. I can't say that. But you know, if she is doing those things, the thing that I didn't think about prior to even getting into that is if she's involved with those type of people, then
Mm-hmm.
what is she doing when I'm not around? You know what I mean? Who
Mm-hmm.
are these basically scumbags that she knows that I don't even know? And then, I could say something else, but I don't want to again. But why does it? Uh, it smells like it's taco night every night, bro. And I'm like, oh
Oh
shit.
shit! I'm clipping that. Hold on, I'll be back. Go ahead and talk.
You know, I mean, because hey, whatever. Maybe she's just not up on her IG, but maybe it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Oh, I have no idea. This is not good. And maybe I'm the foolish one for thinking I could change her, but maybe not. I don't know. Should you give people the benefit of the doubt? Like, should you ever try to pull what is it? Make a hoe into a housewife? I don't know. Like, is it what is it? I don't get it. But I suppose sometimes it could happen, but most of the time it's not going to happen. I have no idea.
My bad, bro. I just had to go clip that real quick, but
No, don't clip nothing. Come on, don't clip
I do.
nothing.
Hey, bro. Look, you will learn what. Look, I don't clip things. I clip funny things, right? I ain't gonna do nothing to, like, do nobody character. Like, for example, I do like my boy Prez. Let me show you what I clipped on my boy Prez real quick.
All right, go ahead.
I make little funnies like this, bro.
That sounds dumb. Who created that? Oh, hell no. Mm-mm. No, I'm not touching this.
Yeah, so when somebody say something crazy, I push that. I'd be like, hold on, let me let prayers speak for me. I
Clip,
push that.
come on, no me
So
clip me. Come
I
on,
might put that in. I might put that in one of my new songs.
make me all right. Make me don't do that to me. All right, I'm coming.
Bro, hold on. You look. You ain't see what I did to Commander. She got. Oh, let me show you what I did to Commander. See, all this is
I
out of
did. No,
love, man.
I heard her. She was like, "That's you" or something, or the word or something like that. In the opening song, I heard her. Who is that coming in right there? Who's that?
Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown, my 33 brother. What to do with the business is, fam? What up, man?
What up, though? HR told me to come up, so I came up.
I know what's wrong with me. Am I observant? It's like
Gary Bustin' Down Brown. What's up, my friend?
Dub, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
That's
The
what's up. I'm chilling.
33s, the 33s in the house.
You still
The
talking about what we
33
consuming?
boys. Yeah, we talking about everything. I wanted to hit on his point real quick though, and then
Go
let
ahead.
you rock and roll. But this is this is like because I had so many family members who had different issues, alcoholism, list and go on. So what I had to learn too is to set boundaries for myself. Like I'm willing to help people until it begins to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? If I can help you without hurting myself, then I'm gonna help you. If helping me is actually helping you, because a lot of times we have the intention to help people, but what we're actually doing is hindering them. We're making it a safe space for this unscrupulous behavior to occur. We almost like a safety net. So I mean, I just learned to be more observant and understand, and yeah, because sometimes I sound like an asshole when it comes to helping people, because everybody don't deserve help. I'm just being honest. And the reason I say that is because everybody ain't seeking it. Everybody ain't trying to be helped. So how am I gonna help somebody if they ain't trying to be helped? Then I'm only hurting myself. So I mean that took me to have accountability. Because what happened is you'll put all this energy trying to help somebody, they're not receiving it, then you get upset. When the whole time is your fault. How you go do something if ain't nobody receptive to it? So once I swallowed that and understood that, even with females, man, like even I have females that they had issues, and I felt the same way. Like I can be their Superman. I can because I was so confident in myself. I felt like I can be a positive influence because I am. I influence people in different ways, but it's just not gonna work for everybody. So once you see it, you gotta cut it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You got it, G. You got the flow.
Oh, okay. I believe you touched on the physical aspect of consumption, and I think you went even to like movies type of scenarios. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the consumption that we really need to touch on real quick. Well, I'll touch on it real quick. Is the spiritual consumption, right? Do people
Mm-hmm.
like? I don't think people really understand like how they are consuming what they're consuming, right? For example, if you if you read certain books, right, whether it's the Bible, whether it's the Quran, whatever book it is, right, you're going to take on a spiritual aspect because that's what those books are supposed to be for. It's supposed to be to touch your spirituality or to touch the spirits that dwell within you. Now a lot of the time people just read it as if it's a book, so they don't know what they're intaking, right? So you may have some people that's taking in a angelic spirit. Some people may be taking in a demonic spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they don't know that they're consuming a thing is where the fault lies, because if you just reading something or you just viewing something and you don't understand the concept or the context that is being given to you, then you may be in deep trouble before you even know it.
And I agree with that.
I agree with that. I agree with that too. But then at the same time, everyone, common thing that you'll see on the YouTube especially is context, context, context. Everyone wants to talk about context, but then do you have the context? So, I mean, then there's that, right? And then everyone wants to battle about what the context is. And then that's what I'm consuming lately. I consume a lot of that stuff where somebody wants to talk about something, they know the context, I don't, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to talk real slow, but then I don't need to talk real slow, but then what are we discussing? I can discuss anything. I've tried to be real careful with my words because I don't want to mention certain groups because I know that could be getting the channel flag. I don't want to say certain words that might get the channel flag. all the stuff. But I mean, we can talk about that. But context is definitely a word that it's a hot button word that everyone mentions.
I agree with that. And most, I'm just being honest. Like, even if you look up the stats, in America, the comprehension level, I believe, is at an 8th grade level. It might be 6th grade. I think I was talking to my sister the other day, and she said, when I said that, I think she said this is a 6th grade level of comprehension. So to understand context, you have to comprehend what the writer is trying to convey. And off of what you said too, it made me think about this. Like when you hear people talk about occultism, right? They go into the book and they practice it, but they don't know the origin of it, right? So that's why I did that show on Madame Blavatsky. Like modern day occultism comes from her and her teaching, and it was perverted. You know, it was a perverted aspect of spirituality. So people don't even know what they actually practicing because they don't go back to the root source of things. You know, I learned that, just in college, understanding the root. That's like 48 laws of power, right? Most people read that and don't even know the perception it was written from. They thinking like, oh, this is what you do to obtain power. But the writer was writing it from a perspective of observation. So he was saying these are what people of power do. These are the tricks in the trade. So even now you'll see people quote it like, oh, I did this out of 48. Nah, that's not what that was for. So you took it out of context. You took it in like you're supposed to do this when this dude was showing, this is what people in power, these are the tricks they play.
Okay,
He was giving you game.
but to try not to, I'm gonna say this and then I'll kick it back to the round table. You know what I mean? But so you in one of our prior conversations, it was a couple of days ago, you were mentioning Yeshua's the name, and so if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know the name, then you can't say Jesus. But then Yeshua is Greek. You said it in that particular video. But then
Yeah.
yeah, if the word Jesus is never mentioned in Hebrew at any point, then you got to go with the Greek. So then Jesus is a form that is acceptable. So that's where we're kind of going with this because it becomes a very intellectual conversation to where people are trying to throw around languages and you called it
Alliteration.
transliteration. Yeah, but then if we only have the Greek to go by, so then the transliteration goes from the Greek to the Hebrew at that point. So then who's transliterating? It's not me. I'm going with the Greek and I'm saying, hey, it's Jesus. And you're going, oh no, it's Yeshua. So you're transliterating to Yeshua, and then that's you know what I mean? Like you see it, like that was one of the questions I just shot you. I don't know if you got it. You probably get a bunch of them. So you know
No,
what I mean? But
let me just show you. Yeah, but no, I never said Yeshua was Greek. I said Yeshua is actually
Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
correct.
Hebrew, and they translated it into Greek, and it was Ashu. And then they
No,
didn't
no.
even.
What's the Greek? Here's the thing: is what's the Greek? The Greek equals Jesus, and the Greek is written. That's what the New Testament is written in. Is Greek. So then, if the Greek says Jesus, then you have to transliterate it back to the Hebrew to get Yeshua. So you're transliterating at that point. Does that make sense?
I
Wait,
understand, but
what is
Yeshua,
it?
what he what
What is
he's
the
this is
what is
what he's saying is
what is
Yeshua was never mentioned in the Old Testament. Is that what you're trying to get at? Yeshua
That's
is never
exactly.
mentioned.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. Yes, directly. If we want to get to the point, because if the New Testament never mentioned Yeshua, because it can't, because it's Greek, it's not Hebrew, so therefore it can't mention Yeshua. You would have to take the Greek language, say, okay, it does equal Jesus, which you admitted like a couple of days ago, but then you have to go back and transliterate it to the Hebrew, and then you go, it's Yeshua. So you're transliterating at that point. Like, if you see what I'm saying, like,
Okay, let me show you. Go ahead, Gary.
no? I was going to ask, when did they write in Aramaic?
good question. I don't know the history. I'm not a history buff.
I know. Sooner or later they have to write in Aramaic because that was a part of the culture in the New Testament. So I don't know when they did all that. So, and what was his name in Aramaic?
But if it's original, and okay, I see what you're saying. But originally, if it's written in Greek, then you would have to
Okay,
say that.
I just want to show you this too, right here. It's a lot of times it's easier to show people versus tell people. So, yes, Yeshua is mentioned in the Bible. The name Yeshua comes from the Hebrew word, which means is salvation. It occurs throughout the Old Testament 218 times. And it is usually translated as Joshua.
Okay.
So a lot of times when you read the Old Testament and you see Joshua, it's actually Yeshua.
Okay, so what you would be doing basically at that point is you are affirming the Trinity because you would be saying Jesus is in the Old Testament. So that's the easiest way to prove
Well,
eternity.
when you now we have to go into context because this was the prophets foretelling the coming of Yeshua because Yeshua means God's salvation. They were talking about the coming of Jesus in the Old Testament.
Ooh, that was hot.
You see what I'm
That was
saying? The New
hot.
Testament is affirming like this is what the prophets was talking about. You know,
Well, let's get into like higher conversations about other things like that people won't like. They're not likely to understand. However, if you just look at like something like the name of Jesus, which is given in like Matthew, maybe 1:20 or somewhere around there, or something like that. And it says God is with us. And then there's another version back in the Old Testament that says His name will be such and such. That means God is with us too. So they both mean God is with us. So then is that would have to be Jesus, right?
Is that
you have to
Emmanuel? I
understand
think that's Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
Emmanuel. So at this point, when you said the word context, is because you have to understand the writing styles, right? So back then they were writing in more of a descriptive understanding. So that's why God doesn't, no one knows God's true name because all names of God are actually descriptions of God at that point in time. So it was talking about the Savior, they called them different things. Emmanuel is God is with us. So they say when God sends his salvation, once God sends Yeshua, we will embrace the Emmanuel,
Ooh.
and God is with us. So is you got to understand, and that's why the Old Testament.
You have to point me to that one because I don't think that's what it says. We're going to disagree on this one. All right. Because it doesn't say.
That's fine. That's cool.
That's interesting. I didn't know Joshua meant that.
Yeah. So that's why what is the like if you look Joshua, I forgot what scripture it is, but Joshua also asked God, "Why for God forsaken me?" You know, that wasn't the first time. That's in the Old Testament. So I forgot what scripture it is, but Joshua also asked God, like, "Why for God forsaken me?"
I mean, since
Just like
we're
Jesus did on the cross. You said what?
we're getting into like deep ass topics, but I'm obviously it's your show. I want to let you keep rolling with it, but I don't know how far you want to let this go, and then just pull back on it, and I'll be like, okay, we're kind of, you know what I'm
We
saying?
at the hour mark. You know, I usually say what I need to say in the first 30 minutes. I try to say what I need to say, so anybody clicking on it, they can consume that information within the first 30 minutes. At the hour mark, it more or less, you know, we just be talking. You know, unless the crowd, unless they want it, then I give it to them. But
I got you.
if they enjoying this conversation, then we can roll with it.
All right, I got you.
But yeah. So like, but go ahead.
So because this is another one that came up with gosh, I forget the girl's name. She was on there. What was her name?
Commander.
Amanda.
Yeah, she was on
Well,
here and she said, like, if a man believes they're a woman, la di da di da. And then I was trying to connect it with like what you were saying the other night when you're like, I have a relationship with God. Well, if the person who claims they're a man but they are a woman, then can they claim that they have a
oh,
relationship with God? This is
you,
weird,
you,
but I know we're getting into a whole can of worms at this point. But it's
you,
just like, wow, okay, well, let's talk about that.
but I would say this. For me, I wouldn't care. I don't care how. Like I don't like, bro. Is like this is like for me, right? When it
Yeah.
comes with a personal relationship with God, I feel
Mhm.
everyone's gonna have their own unique relationship, and if they got it, they got it. If they don't, they don't. And if
All
someone
right.
comes to me like, how do I develop a relationship? Then we can talk about that. But as far as what they have, I don't really care. Like if
Okay. So
they,
But
okay. So the question then arises to be like, do you think that God does not want to be known by everyone, and you should try to help somebody out and be like, well, this is who God is. That's what He expects. You know what I mean? Or you're like, God accepts me. I'm done. I can go over here and I'm good.
I, I'm gonna tell you something my grandfather told me. So my grandfather was a bishop, right? He did a lot of amazing things when it came to religion. You know, he was able to go to the Vatican and study and all that. And this is
Mm.
what he told me when it comes to um, people and God, right? Um, Either they got it or they don't. If they don't, then I can't help them. If they got it, then I can help. You know, and that's just my understanding. Like, or I don't feel my testimony is my actions throughout life. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go out screaming, God did this, God did that. You know,
That's I kind of agree with you there. I kind of agree. It's almost like he was telling you like you could tell them something, but then if they don't accept it, then move on. It's kind
hmm
of with
hmm
despair. Totally, I get it. But then, so
yeah.
was he telling you that Jesus is the Son of God? And did you get it? You know what I'm saying? Did you get it? Because like a practice what you preach comes down to something like this is what you are practicing and this is what you are preaching. Uh, Mr. Uncle, Bishop guy, whatever. I mean, I can respect that. But then, did you personally get it? He's the Son of God, which is equal to God. And, but, okay, so do you practice that? Or did you just say, like, oh, I have a spiritual relationship with God, therefore, like, I don't need Jesus. It's all good. Like, I am who I am. I got it. That's a problem. Or maybe it's not. I don't know.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're hearing that right from that aspect. Right? Um, I've like me personally. I don't do the whole. When I say I don't do anthropomorphism or euhemerism, like, it's no point. I ain't gonna say I'm beyond that, but I am. I mean, I'm speaking from a practical standpoint. Like, how does Jesus being the Son of God benefit
Oh, it benefits me every day, dude. It just
you?
reminds me
Okay.
of the
If that
there
in
is hope.
itself, it shouldn't matter what other people think.
Hold
You
up,
see what
no,
I'm
it's not.
saying?
Hold up. All right, I see. I see. All right, it's your channel. I'm not gonna try to interrupt you. I'm sorry. So go ahead.
No, there, you got it. You got it. Because I
What,
technically interrupted you, so go ahead. You got it.
yeah. So where it does affect me, in my daily life is to understand that I have a hope. No matter what I do, I still have a hope, and it's not based on what I think, what I do. I know that I choose to do things that are stupid every day of my life. So I need to realize, and before I lay my head down every night, I do pray and I say, my prayers, and I ask for some kind of forgiveness in some kind of way. How am I supposed to?
Mm.
You know, I can't do nothing. What am I supposed to do? I do something wrong every day. Whether it's this, that, the other one, somebody could tell me what I'm doing wrong and be like, "See, I told you, this person over here." I mean, you're a life coach, right? So
Mhm.
you're trying to help people do certain things, and those things, generally speaking, okay, are good. I can give you that. You know what I'm saying? I can, but then if you yourself don't, accept that certain things that you've already read about are credible and this is what it is, then it's almost like you're saying, well, I found my way and it's all good for me, but is it all good for you in the moment? Tomorrow you could wake up like a Job, like Commander mentioned, like you're going through some Job situations. Well, anyone can wake up tomorrow, go through some Job situations, and all of a sudden they're like stuck in the abyss of life sucks. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it can happen to anyone. But then they were believe. That's not to say that Job's a bad guy, but if you're believing in your own systems and ways of doing things and everything seemed to be fine now, sure, when the waters are calm, everything's good. But then if something happens, what are you going to do? What do I know about
Oh,
this situation? Holy shit, I don't know nothing. Like everything's, oh, fuck, my wife's is all of a sudden, excuse my language, my wife wants to divorce me because we're kind of low on funds. Little did she know, maybe 2 months later, she was going to get a better job or I would get a better job and we'd be fine. But she didn't know that. So now she kind of hates me or something, whatever's going on with your relationship, so on and so forth. We just don't know these things.
real quick, let me respect the money. Me tapping in from the Bay. It's the RD. What up, my brother? Shout out to ARD.
Work out the money, work out the juice. 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 Work out the money, work out the juice.
Me.
No
Shout out
money,
to
no
ARD.
honey.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, hold on, let me see which mic I'm on real quick. I'm walking around my house right now, just trying
No
to get something together.
money, no honeys. Thank you, resilient dad,
No
for
money,
the
no honey.
opportunity.
But
No money, no honey.
it
Good word.
I think what you it was a lot to unpack in what you said. I'm gonna try to be concise as possible, but like for me, even when my clients ask me what I believe in, I can only be honest, and it works for me. And like you said, we can all wake up. I woke up and didn't see nothing one day, right? I woke up and I couldn't see. So I've been in positions. I'm not going to compare myself to Joe, but I've been in those challenging positions, and it was my belief that got me through. And it's still my belief today. I wake up every day. Some days I can't see, and it take like 10, 15 minutes for my eye to work. I only got one eye, and it's limited. It's not even strong. I can't even see everything out this eye. I have no peripheral. The eye is sensitive to light. So I get, daily complications, but it's my belief and my understanding and my connection. And I found that through practicing, not just Christianity, but uh, practicing all these different religions. I got to understand. You know what I'm saying? I just got a different understanding, and it benefits me, and that's my path. That's not gonna work for everybody, and I know that. I consciously know that. So even when I'm coaching, I focus on the individual and what's good for them. It ain't even about me or my beliefs. And a lot of people, they can't accept that because they say, well, if you coaching or if you teaching something, you teaching them from your perspective, and I'm not. You know, that's why I always a thing that I learned is I can't limit other people to my limitation, right? So it's easy to say this can't be done because I can't do it, but that's not factual, because now I'm limiting people to my understanding, to my limitation. When people have more understanding and people have less. So, me not believing in the Trinity, hasn't affected me negatively, but I see people who do believe in it and it affects them positively. So I just help them focus on that, but that's for them. That's not for me. I can separate myself from that. You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
So,
It
but the
benefits them,
question
it works for them.
is,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry, dude.
No, 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 no. Go ahead, bro. You got it. You got it.
All right. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, it doesn't. So it sounds like you're on a broad spectrum of trying to keep your product live, whatever that is. You're trying to sell somebody something, ideas, whatever it is. But then, is that real? Like, is that your God? Is that what you believe in? You know what I mean? And then it becomes, well, no, that's not what I believe in, but that's how I make money. So, and it's not a slight against you, but it's just like, do you understand
Now,
what I'm saying?
I I understand what you're trying to say, but that's not what I do. I don't sell any
No,
anything.
yeah, because again,
Like what?
I don't want to slight
No,
you.
no. I'm just
You know?
saying. No, no. I'm just saying. Like, show me where I tried to sell. Anything that I say is observant. People it's tangible. I don't even talk about religion unless people come talking to religion. I
Right,
will use
right. But then
religion
you're
to
trying to,
associate things. Oh, go ahead. What was you saying?
but then if you're trying to do that, then you're trying to associate whatever they believe in and be like, you're right. So you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. Everyone's right. Just give me your money. You're right. I see this in your life. You need to calm down on these certain situations or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it becomes like almost a selling of uh, calmness in people's life when really it's not like Christians think that way. It's like no, I mean expect some turbulence, some troubles, you know. So, but
Not
that's why.
understanding what you're trying. No, I'm not understanding what you're trying to convey. I'm really not good. Like like if you we like if we talking about what I do, then we gonna talk about what I do. But you gotta first experience or even comprehend what I do. I don't sell people no religion. I have people who come to me. I'm a spiritual coach. I have people who come to me to learn about metaphysics, and I guide them through that. I got people who come to me, they're Christian, and I guide them
But
through that. Whatever.
that's exactly, but that's exactly what I'm saying. But it's like you can say to me like practice what you preach, and then so I'm telling you something, but then you want to pick something out amongst the whole entire Bible that I'm not doing according to you, and then you're gonna say you see he's not practicing what he preached, but then I mean, how is that fair? You know, like
Well, first of
so
all, ain't
then
nobody supposed to be doing that, right? Ain't nobody supposed to be doing that because you're always going to fall short, right? The goal is to try not to sin as much as you did yesterday, right? So if you sin less than you did yesterday, then you are on the right path because that's the goal. The goal is for you not to sin as much as you once have. Of course, we're going to sin because all men fall short, right? So if all men fall short, there is no perfection, right? We can strive for it, we can reach for it, but not 99.9999% of the people will not touch perfection. But there's nothing wrong with striving for it, right? Let's put it to a physical concept, right? So if you reach, can you reach for the stars? No, because your arms are human. It's humanly impossible to reach for the stars. But it's a term meaning, you know, go for go for the unreachable, strive for it. You may fall short, but you know, as long as you keep going for it, that'll be your goal. If you reach it, if you somehow reach it, then you'll stop. But until then, you'll continue to do so. It's the same way in spirituality. It's the same way in Christianity. It's the same way in
well what
Islam and
all
any
right.
other religion.
All right, so but okay, Mr. Down Brown, Town Brown. my question is like, okay, I agree with what you're saying, but then if it, let's say, because God says in the Bible, now this is biblically speaking, so if you don't believe in the Bible, then you're just like, you can discount yourself. He says, is my arm not long enough? Like, so even if you fail, he's still trying to reach down for you when you're going into that the quicksand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
it's, you feel like you're falling and I can't do it. Oh my gosh, I failed every time. I failed. I failed. I still believe in you though. His arm is long enough to reach down further and go, get up here, right? But if you're teaching about something else, or you're saying, oh yeah, you got it, you know, you're a Buddhist and this is what you believe in. Let me hear it for a second. Yeah, I hear you. We can figure all these things out in your life. La di da di da. Okay, and then they're calling you back. Oh no, everything's worked out great. I mean, are you helping them in the ultimate sense? That's the question. You know what I mean? Like, because they might have
Okay.
success in this life. They might have a success
So,
in this life, but
so like, what up, though? So let me. So, um, again, like this is my aspect, right? Like even from that, uh, everyone has their own vehicle. Like Christians believe Christian is the only religion. Buddhists believe Buddhist is the truth. Everybody believe they own beliefs, right? And that's them. I don't knock nobody. What works for them works for them. So I can't condemn no one to hell. My understanding of hell is totally different from everybody. I have an understanding of what the divine creator is, and it's not limited to a religion. But if that's what the vehicle a person travels with, then I'll use that for them. It's not for me. So I understand what you're saying, and that comes from Christians thinking like this is the only light, this is the only way. And if that's how you feel, fine. But again, you're limiting other people to your experience. And I would even say, why do you even care? You know, you got to question that.
it doesn't have anything to do with me. Even if I was to say I'm completely done, like I'm good, man. I'm gonna be in the safe space, the warm spot, the, you know, Florida on the coast, kicking my legs up, asking for a Corona. That's not what's required of you, even if you know that, from where I come from. So it's like, tell someone else that, yeah, you're going to be in the warm weather on the beach with the Corona, with the palm trees, all the stuff. But if they don't want to take it, then they don't want to. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it's not to say that you're not doing things that are probably good for people's well being, not at all. But there's just a certain something that is going to be missing in that. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like,
what's missing in it? If I'm helping people, like, what's missing? Like, I'm trying to understand what you. This is what I gathered. Like you said, you heard the live before, and I mentioned that you wasn't practicing what you're preaching because you was indulging in gluttony. And it's hard,
well,
like for me, you
well,
know, and like, and you know, everybody falls short, but that was out of love, brother. That was strictly out of love to bring awareness to you. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? Like, go ahead.
okay. Gluttony, in your opinion, can be defined in a certain way. Anyone can do that.
Let me tell you what gluttony means. I'm gonna tell you from the concept. See, is the difference between knowing something and understanding. Knowing and understanding is two different things. So, do you even know? It was the Catholic Church who presented the seven deadly sins, and when they presented gluttony, it associated with drunkenness. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, okay,
Pulling it. Well, go ahead. You can rock out. I'm pulling
It's just too many different. It's too many different concepts and too many different avenues, right? So it's always going to be a conversation of this, that, or the third, right? But at the end of the day, what works for you is going to work for you. Whatever you apply to yourself, if it works, then you continue to use it and you build on it, and hopefully it'll get you to where you want to be in life, right? For example, there's people that's Christians, right? So they believe that the only way to God is through Jesus Christ, right? And then Islam, Muhammad's the last prophet, this, that, and the third, right? But whatever draws you nigh to whatever God that you're serving, it must start from within you in the first place. So all of the religions are teaching you that it starts from within you. You just have to understand how to activate it. Like for me, I always tell people, you are the storehouse, right? And and when I say that, people were like, "What do you mean?" I tell people everything that when you was born, God gave you everything that you needed to succeed in this life, right? But if you don't know that you're the storehouse, you don't know where your gifts are. You don't know anything about what's inside of you because you never tapped into it, so on and so forth. So until you understand what your gift is and how much of it that God has given you, you may not know that how to tap into it. So it's a lot that we have to go through as human beings. It's a lot that we have to learn on our stages of life. We just have to understand that a lot of the information, if we use bits and pieces of it, it'll unlock certain doors and we'll be able to activate whatever gifts that God has for us.
I agree with that. Other than the fact that the only way to God is through Jesus, so then the biblical aspect of God is the one that is acceptable. So I could
But that's
stand
for
on.
you though, bro. That
No,
you'll
no.
be,
I mean, I could bring up other things. All right, and I will. But go ahead. You dig into it.
but even like I said, man. I mean, people battle what's the true religion, what's this, what's that. Everything, whatever is for people, is for people, bro. It's the only way to God is through Jesus. That's for you. But
No,
it's
but that's
other
not true. Okay, that's untrue because somebody could say, uh, it's just how do you base your morality then? And then when you look at your morality on all these things, you look at your morality and you go, okay, well, who's saying if they don't believe this way, then they deserve to be off?
Now, I would challenge you. I would challenge, like, when people use the morality, like, I would challenge you to show me your morality versus mine. 'Cause my morality comes from a different source than the Bible. In fact,
Fine. Hold
for
up,
far
bro.
as
Hold
biblical
up.
morality, describe biblical morality. Like, because you believe in God, what is your morality? What do you practice?
I practice to the best of my ability. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody else might be able to point out something and be like, what are you doing right here? Oh, so you're a sinner? Oh, okay, so that disqualifies you. That's not true. I'm a sinner. Jesus came for sinners. So you need to readjust your thinking because that's not true.
So let me
Oh yeah,
ask
there's a
you this.
lot of
So does morality come from God?
I believe it is, but so other people
So
don't. So
people who don't believe in God have no form of morality.
no, they try to form their own vision of morality and they try to get people to follow them. And then
So,
we are in trouble.
so that's where okay, so that's what it is. Is you um I don't know people who don't believe in God and have a form of morality to try to convince people to I don't personally experience
Yeah,
that, so I
okay.
won't take away no one else's experience.
Okay. So let's just destroy Islam once and for all. So if they believe
Why
that they
would you
have,
do that? Bro,
if they
Islam is the
proof,
practice.
let me do it.
Go
why.
ahead. Let me see. Yeah,
Why
like
why would
I don't.
why would you destroy that? Why would you destroy something that God has given somebody?
because easy, and it wasn't given by God.
It wasn't.
Mm-mm.
That's your opinion. I mean
That is,
that
No.
we.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
say this.
so so so. Hold on. So Ishmael, who's Ishmael?
I know Ishmael.
Who is he?
I know he is. He's Abraham's son.
Mm-hmm.
The first one.
Okay, go ahead.
And what did God bless him with?
A mighty power over the earth.
So isn't religion powerful?
Yeah,
Isn't he the father of Islam?
I guess so. They claim it is, but I don't believe it.
Okay, so if they claim he is, why would you want to destroy what God has blessed?
They're just making a claim. It doesn't mean that that's what it means. What it
But that's
actually
what the
means.
Christians doing.
Hold
That's what
on.
Christians do. All
Exactly. The Christians will claim that in spirituality, uh, Abraham is the father of Christians who believe in Jesus, who sacrificed himself on the cross. Now and believe he's the Son of God. So now you have all kinds of stuff because uh, Islam doesn't believe he's the Son of God. Islam does not believe he went on the cross. Islam doesn't believe all these other things. Because I never read the whole book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but that's just the honest truth.
the Hebrews don't
Okay,
read it.
but in the beginning, isn't Abraham the father of many nations?
Hmm?
Isn't Abraham the father of many nations?
Yeah, he is. He's the father of many nations. Some of them are non-Israelites, but eventually believe, and those are the people who get blessed through the knowledge of Jesus. As far as I'm concerned, that's the way it goes.
But you
But
only looking from the Jesus side because the Bible is constructed you to do so. But the Bible also states that Ishmael will be the father of will be a father of many people and
All right,
religions, and he is a
all right,
father of a religion that God has blessed to be on the earth.
okay. Let's try to apply this to Christian type of thinking and say that is it not mentioned in like Revelation that certain people get their head cut off, this and that and the other ones. Sorry to mention that on the channel, but is that not mentioned? And so that is mentioned of the people of Ishmael to do that, and so therefore those people are verified and justified in doing what they're going to do.
Just like Christians wasn't justified for doing what they was doing.
What
They
did
were
they
cutting
do?
people heads off. They cut people heads off during the Spanish Inquisition.
No, no. All right. Well, I mean, again, I'm not a historian, so I can't go into that, but it's okay. If anyone wants
I
to look
mean,
that up,
but
No,
this
the
what I'm
problem
saying.
is
Like,
the problem is that people want to use things that justifies their God said love your slave masters. So that means we should all be slaves.
no, God, I don't know that God said specifically love your slave masters. God said to love the people that are put in charge of whatever country you're in or whatever. So yeah, and I guess it could be a slave master because you feel like you're in a country because you never leave the slave yard or whatever.
So right, exactly. Go ahead.
Well, whatever. I mean, if you're I think we went over this before, and it's something to do with if you are a slave and you are being disobedient and you actively are doing it constantly, if the slave master doesn't beat you, then the other slaves will actually think that they can get away with the same activity. And then you are not running anything. You are done, and they're
So,
going to get overrun.
so
so if
you
man can
justify
do that,
slavery.
so if
I
man can
mean,
do that, right? If man can do that, God is not beating anybody right now. That's why the
Well,
places is
actually,
run. That's why things are running the way they're running. Correct? Do you believe that,
no,
or
that's not
you don't
correct. That's
observe that?
not correct. Actually, because
Okay.
a beating is a form of correction. So it says that those who love God accept correction and they do the best they can is the best I could put on it. But that's the way it goes.
But you just, I mean, so that's justifying slavery. So it's okay to put people in slavery.
Whatever. I mean, like slavery's existed forever. What? I don't
It's still
understand.
Yeah. No,
it's still slavery going on in countries like
it's slavery
Lebanon
today. Yeah, it's
and
absolutely
different,
slavery
it's
today.
still slavery. But this the whole point. Let me make this point real quick. This is what I'm saying. If
Okay.
you practicing your belief system, right? Let me switch my shit. If you your belief system, it shouldn't matter what other people practice. To me, it don't. You know, like even having these conversations, the way people feel, the way people believe.
Hey, that was a good switch. By the way, your voice sounds way clearer. So
Yeah, I'm on the
yeah.
big mic. I'm on the Yeti. Yeah.
All right.
So
He on the Yeti.
I'm coming in like Yoda. But yeah, whatever people practice, man, that's for them. And if it makes them a better person, so be it. I ain't got no
Yeah,
gripe with it, you know. It is what it is.
but I don't have any problems with that either. However, if somebody's saying I have these problems, and you're teaching it from perspective of like you got they believe in this, that, the other one. I assume you're asking them some of these questions. If you're not, I mean, like what? I mean, like you're just
That's
trying
how
to
you
enlighten.
coach, bro. I mean, for me to coach, do you know my coaching? I don't even coach people until I take an intake, right? To get
Good,
an
yeah.
understanding of the person. And then some people I can't help, bro. Some people need therapists. Some people need counselors. So that's why I do an intake. I never teach anyone from my own perspective. I learn what people, what tools or what resources they have, and I work with what they got. You know, I help them develop different things, but like I said, most of I got a couple religious or spirituality or different clients, but mainly what I focus on is on the individual. You know, as far as goal setting, goal achievement, developing different attributes within people. You know, that's what I focus on. It ain't got nothing to do with my belief. It's all about the person. You know,
I
if a
mean,
person
that's
want to
fine.
develop, you know, if they want to develop more positive thinking, you know, I work with that. If a person want to develop different life skills, you know, I work with that. If they want to build confidence, build self-esteem, you know, I help them with that. You know, that ain't got nothing to do with religion, though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well,
Stoic, what
yeah.
up, though?
Come on up, Stoic. Let's go. I know I've seen you here before. Get up here. We need another person up here. Come on.
He probably, I don't know if he off work. Well, it's 2 something. He might be off work.
All right. Well, hopefully you can come up. But anyway, I mean, like,
yeah.
I guess my point is like, because you claim that you have a relationship with God, so then, and that
I don't
means that,
claim. No, it's not a claim. Like
all right,
like
fine.
see like this the thing. I can't be limited to someone else's limitation. If you don't feel you have a relationship with God, that don't mean I can't. You know. So
No,
you
that's
know,
true. That's true.
I
That's
can't be
true.
limited.
But okay, so then we get further and like just because you read something doesn't mean something, but that's not
I didn't
necessarily
develop a relationship with God through reading.
okay.
I
So
developed a relationship with God through practicing.
okay, so then what you're going to teach people is you are going to teach people through the practices that you practice, they will develop a better relationship with God. Is that true?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's not true.
No, I don't know because you don't practice what I practice. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own divine like everyone will have their own divine experience. So The way I
But
practice
but I
things
could.
may not work for you. You know what I'm saying? It may not work for you. So I
But
don't
here's the
teach
best way
people.
to simplify all of it, right? I ain't mean to cut you off, right? But here's the
Oh
best
no,
way to
you good.
simplify it, right? Faith. Faith is what you know, right?
Mm.
Faith is what you know.
No,
You had that
no.
experience. Faith plus what is faith?
Faith is something that you believe in but do not see. That's faith. It's
Don't have
defined by
evidence.
it's
No, no,
defined by
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. According to the
okay.
Bible, faith is the evidence of things hoped for, things unseen. It doesn't say anything
Yeah,
about believing.
that's
So
exactly
there's
what I
no
was meaning.
believing in it.
You
Right.
got it.
So faith is knowing. It's evidence. Evidence means you've seen it, you know it, you observed it, you've done that, right? So why is the term faith without works is dead? What does that mean to you?
Hold up. You gotta like come on, bro. You brushed over that real fast. Faith is the belief without evidence. Is
That's
that
he's talking about the biblical definition of faith. Faith
yeah,
has a
yeah.
different meaning when you're talking biblical. If you look up the definition of faith, is accepting something without evidence. But when you look up the
Same that's the same.
biblical, yeah, they have a biblical Bible, bro. Like,
Well no, it's
yeah,
the same thing. It just said the same thing, but you're not accepting it. It means the belief in something that you have not seen. So that's what it means. Okay, so if anyone
What
wants
does
to
believe mean? Hold on. Okay. So what does believe mean?
um believe means an acceptance of something.
So why believe? So why wouldn't it say anything about faith if faith and believing is the same thing?
No, because faith is the acceptance of believing in something that you
okay,
do
hold
not.
on. Let me end this real quick.
All
It
right.
is so the biblical meaning of faith. Faith, as defined in the Bible, is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of not seen. It is strongly held conviction of proof of God not only exists, but that he rewards those who seek him. Faith means by which believers come to God and put their trust in him for salvation. It is
Mhm.
also called a fruit of the Holy Spirit. So that's the biblical understanding. So
Mhm.
what Garrett, where y'all getting confused? When you look up the definition of faith, now look,
Mhm.
I'll show you. Now when you look up just faith, that's the definition of faith. Accepting something without evidence. You know, believing in something without evidence. So both of y'all are right. It's just y'all talking from two different perspectives. You
Yeah,
see?
yeah.
But,
Because there's
but
a
what does
problem.
believe mean? I need to know what believe means now.
Believe means acceptance of something based on facts, or that's the general definition.
No,
Now, you need
it's with or without facts.
to
Uh,
they're what they call I think they're called presuppositions, right? So then we're getting into like philosopher terms, which says that which
But isn't
says
that what
that
religion is? Philosophy?
oh no, well maybe I don't know. That depends. Actually, Acts 17:18. I brought that up before. There are philosophers that have thought that the apostles were teaching multiple deities, so we can get that into that again, but I don't want to go there. But
No. Okay.
at the same time, uh, these problems come into play when philosophers throw words around that mean something that the average person doesn't understand. So then we're in trouble now because if the average person doesn't understand, then things like what is it, John? There's a John verse that I can bring up. It says, I'm glad that you never revealed these things but to babes. So then that implies that it's people who are less learned learned. For me, it comes across as there's a problem because the learned people who are philosophers don't understand, but yet the younger people who are just like looking at it and going, "Yeah, I see that." Some people are given the gift, some people are not. Period. End of report.
Mm.
I don't know. That's the way I see it. But I mean, we can
There's
look
nothing
at
wrong with
it.
that. No. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
Who
how
is that?
you observe it. That's how you
Is that
take it in.
stoic?
It's cool.
Is that stoic? What's up, man?
That's my brother
Hey, what's
Stoic.
up,
What
guys?
up, though?
What
So
up,
what's up?
man?
What up,
What
man?
up?
Yo, what up, Gary?
What up? How you feeling?
Hey, I got good. Just knocked off work and just making my way home.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening into Faith. I used to be
Uh-huh.
faithful. I don't think I am anymore. And
Oh, as far as
reason
religion
being, uh, maybe,
or
yeah,
life
maybe.
itself?
I don't. I'll put it this way. Do you have faith you pay your rent next week?
Yep.
Why do you need faith for that?
Because I know it.
Yeah, that's where I have a hiccup on it because you know you pay your
Okay.
rent next week. You don't need faith in a sense. For me, faith is giving your power away. It's like not being in control. To me, that's how I see faith. I have hope, but I don't have faith. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And I say it like this. I use faith when it's necessary. Right?
Right.
Say like when you say, like I'm gonna use your example. Can I pay my mortgage next month? I don't have faith because I know I got the money. But if I didn't have the money, then I would have faith, knowing that I will obtain the money before or in a timely time to pay because the evidence is there. You know what I'm saying? Either I have resources or I know I have a way to do it. It will work out. So normally, only time I use faith is when I'm unaware of a situation, but the faith guides me. Like it's almost like having a positive affirmation. You know, like the faith, I know that some way, somehow it'll work out. You know, that's when I use faith.
Right, but
But like you say, if I
you
know,
have.
then there's no point of having faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you realize now that you can't pay your mortgage next week, you will do something now to come up with money to pay the mortgage. I feel like faith is laziness in a sense. Like next week you got to pay your mortgage. You can't use faith that everything will be okay because there's consequences, right? The mortgage won't wait for your faith to be paid in that sense. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Um, so faith is my motivator. You know what I'm saying? So like the example I
Mm.
gave, if I didn't have the money, right? That's when
Yeah.
instead of doubt seeping in, like, oh my God, I ain't gonna be able to pay this. Instead of that, what I implement in that point is faith. Like, okay, well, I don't got the money, but I know I have resources. I know I have. I'm gonna figure it out. So the faith
Yeah,
is
you
just there to keep me focused on the positive aspect of things in life versus going down that trail of negativity. So that is just I utilize
huh?
it different. I understand what you're saying though, because a lot of people
Yeah, yeah.
lean on faith too much and they don't do nothing. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's
Yeah. So
right. Yeah,
I
But
understand what
that's
that's
you're
not
right.
saying.
faith. But that's what I don't think that's faith. I don't think that's faith. Because how are you
But see,
activating the faith if you're doing nothing to gain it? How is that faith?
But see, you're speaking from a standpoint of practitioner, right? Most people
Oh, okay.
look at the word faith and just think like, okay, I'm gonna just leave this in God's hands. In some ways, go work out. That's not how you looking at it. You looking
Okay,
at it like,
so
okay, the faith without work is dead, right?
I have a
So
That's
question.
right.
that's when you get that concept or understanding when you practice it. And a lot of people, they just, like I said, they just read stuff and they don't never put the practice of it. So
That's
But
right. And
So,
you'll,
so like,
you'll,
go ahead.
yeah, so say, all right, you can't make the money to pay your mortgage. You're not going to sit on faith for that money to come about. You may have options. You look at your options. Maybe you know someone that can lend you a few hundred, and maybe someone owes you, and then you go chase them up for money or whatever, right? In that
so
sense,
let me
yeah.
let me ask you this: what's your understanding of faith?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Letting go. Um, my understanding to faith is letting go of your power, letting go of something, giving someone else. Um, yeah, that's a good question, but I can elaborate a little bit more. But it's like letting go of control and hoping for the best.
And see
That's my
that's
understanding.
not.
Yeah.
And I think G want to break this down, and I'll build off of him. But that's 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 like I said, that's not a practical. That's like a lot of these things are said and not put into use. Like if you look at words, they have definitions, right? People grasp the concept of the definition, but they don't know how to apply it. When you apply it, you get a different understanding or more detailed understanding of what it is. So faith is not. I'm gonna let Gary. You want to take this, or you want me to roll with it? Miss Tracy,
No,
what up,
roll. You
though?
rolling? You rolling? Go ahead.
So faith is not something. Um, like faith is accepting. It's not letting go, but it's more or less you taking the power back because you know. Like I know I'm gonna be able to pay my bills. So it's not like I'm letting go and not worrying. Is I know, I got faith in myself that I'm gonna figure it out. Is actually you taking something instead of you letting go.
But it can't be that. It can't be that. Okay, so if it is that, okay, let's assume it is that. Where are you getting that from? Because
I'm practicing.
Abraham, for example, right? When he brought his son to the sacrifice table, how could it jive with what you're saying? Because it doesn't. Then you have troubles here. There's contradiction.
What's the troubles? What's the trouble? Did Abraham move with? Now see this is what I'm saying is the difference between reading something and practicing something. So when Abraham took his son wasn't he ready to do whatever God told him to do?
That's correct, but you're underestimating what was actually being asked of him to do. He was bringing his son to the sacrifice table. Do you understand that? I don't think
to
you
sacrifice
do.
him.
I really don't think you do. You
I
can
don't know.
read it. You can read it, but you're not applying it to yourself. So
how am I not applying it to myself?
Because you don't understand the depth of what he was actually.
What don't I understand? I'm trying to see what I don't understand. He was ordered to sacrifice his son, and he was about to. And when God seen that he was about to do what he asked him to do, he sent an angel to stop him. Right?
Hold up. Okay. So could you imagine doing that? How many people would think you're crazy? You're about to sacrifice your son?
But it doesn't matter what other people think.
It doesn't matter what other people think.
It don't matter what other people think. As a matter of fact, if you want to be technical, we already saw the faith in Abraham anyway, because he gave up something that he loved.
All right.
In the first place.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that kind of talk. first and foremost, I can agree with that kind of talk. However, you understand that I don't think you would have ever brought your son to a sacrifice table. Like, it's just whatever. I guess
People
you're
have done
braver
it.
than most.
But see,
No,
it's
but see, there's people that have done that all throughout life, all throughout history of life. People have
Show me.
sacrificed their baby to something. What do you mean, show you?
Yeah, no, well, hold up.
They
Something, but
sacrifice. They
the
so
something
so
is
you
not
saying,
God. The
but
something is not
it's their
God,
God.
and
Wait a
now
minute,
you
it's their
tell me.
God, sir.
right.
It's their God. It doesn't see. That's what we have to understand. People are doing things in the name of God, of their God. Whoever they are serving is a
Their
God.
God is Moloch, though. Their God is Moloch, and then I could say the God of Abraham is, and that's why he did that, and that's why his God was like, don't do that. I got one right over here. Miraculously, something shows up from the bushes. It's a lamb or a ram, and go
Ram in
get
the
it.
bush.
And I shot instead of your son. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just
But
the way it
I'm
is.
still.
But what was
Hold
wrong
on,
with the
hold.
concept?
But hold on, I'm still trying to see what I don't understand, and because I wouldn't, if God came to me and told me to, I mean that's hypothetical, bro. It's show me how I'm not applying that into my life though. Like I understand faith, like I just explained it. It's been like even when I wake up every day, bro, I have faith that my eyes go work because they don't, but I have faith that eventually, my eyes will work. You know what I'm saying? I don't stress out. I don't get all down. No, I have faith. Okay, it's not working now. Eventually, it'll work.
What up, nine?
What up,
What
Nine?
up, nine?
This is. I hope. Look, if I can give people sauce, right? This is what I tell y'all, man. Don't limit yourself and don't limit the other people to your. Don't allow other people to limit you to their limitations, and don't limit yourself to other people's limitations. I'm not gonna say what none of y'all capable or incapable of doing. Y'all capable of doing things I can't do, and I know I'm capable of doing things y'all can't do. So I can learn from y'all by being open. You know what I'm saying? But you close yourself out, and be so quick to say someone
That's not
can't do
Christian
something
anyway.
instead
You
of
ain't supposed to close yourself.
yeah,
That's not Christ-like.
instead of instead of understanding what people are capable of.
Yeah,
Because
don't
that's
assume.
just yeah. I had to learn that the hard way, bro. But y'all rock out for a minute. Let me go check on my daughter. I hear
Got it. But yeah, if you
All right.
I'm about to say it's a whole bunch of it. No, but like it's the faith aspect is something that people are not gonna. All right, let me ask you a question. If if you go sit in a chair, right? Do you have faith that the chair is gonna hold you up, or you believe it?
I know.
I hope. No, I'm just kidding.
No, because if you believe if you believe that the chair is not going to hold you up, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shake it, you're gonna check it, you're gonna look and make sure
Mm-hmm.
everything is in place, right? Because you
Yeah.
believe that
Yeah.
it's going to hold you
I'm
up.
gonna test
If
it.
you know it's going to hold you up, you're gonna pull the chair out and you're gonna sit down. I
Yeah. No
Could
believe
you
for
second
me,
thought.
I
suspect?
No
believe
second
faith.
thoughts.
I
believe
believe
leaves
that
doubt.
faith is an elevation of belief. Is belief, and it elevates to faith. Like I kind of know now. I know that's faith. I know. I know what God has done for me. Now I am faithful to God. Now I'm believing that God can do it, but once it activates into your life, it elevates to a faith.
Let's go preach.
So for me, that's why
Yeah,
it's always been a difference between believing and faith. Belief and faith.
I still struggle with the term faith. Like the example you used, do you have faith that chair will hold you up? It's kind of like
Mhm.
when you see a chair, you might suspect this chair won't hold you, right? But to say
Mhm.
faith, to have faith, you're going to find out regardless,
This
right?
doesn't apply.
So,
It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply right off the bat. I can tell. It doesn't apply. And the reason why is
Why not?
because from the minute that Abraham believed that he was going to have a son, that was considered him as righteousness and faith. So, but then later on, him offering his son, he was tested in his faith. So there's a difference. You aren't tested in your faith when you try to sit down on a chair. Get real.
But
Let's
why does
come
faith?
on,
But
man.
why does faith? Why does faith have anything to do with test?
mm,
It just
yeah.
does. It just does.
No, it
There's
doesn't. So let me ask you a question. If you
it
are
does.
faithful to someone, what was the test that got you to the faith?
It could
Mm.
be real simple, but then you're okay. So faith come first, and then maybe there's a test later.
No, that's
Okay,
impossible. It can't be done.
it's what it
Wait, what are you
says
saying, Gary?
in the Bible. It says that
It
his
says what?
righteousness was considered as faith. Okay, that's for Abraham, and then later he got tested in
His
that faith.
righteousness was considered. His righteousness was considered as faith because he was
Oh, his
obedient to
faith.
what God had
I'm
told him to do
Yes.
on many
talking.
occasions.
Yes.
His
Can you
faith.
be told to do something and do it without
Hold on.
faith, but just do it because you
I'm
have to do
sorry.
it because you were
I'm
told?
sorry. I missaid
Yeah.
that. His faith was considered as righteousness. So, but then later on, his faith got tested, and furthermore, whatever. So, if it was the case that immediately, if you had faith, it's considered as righteousness, no one gets tested later. Well, we can't say that because that's not
Could
true.
you say his character got tested? You can test
Uh,
someone's character.
yeah, come on, man. He need to put his son up. So I think that's a high test of character in front of God.
But he did that. But this is what you're not understanding. He had already done that before Isaac was to be sacrificed on the slab. This is what you're not understanding.
No, I'm
The sacrifice.
understanding a lot. You're not understanding at all.
Okay,
It's
I'm cool
okay.
with that. But what am I not understanding?
Oh, you got to deal with a 33. I'm like,
Can I
What am I
understand
not
what the
understanding?
moral of the story is?
What's the moral? What happened?
Yeah, what's the moral of the story? What's the point?
Good question, Commander.
The the point he was trying to make was that that's not possible because you got to do something with faith is not occurring in that manner. I'm asking him how. He's trying to prove the point. I'm trying to understand his point.
Mm.
So, but what was the
He's
moral of
saying
the
that
story?
there's
Was
no,
it
no, no,
faith?
not
Was
that.
it
Hold on, wait a
to
minute.
be obedient?
He's saying that faith. In order to have faith, it has to be tested. That was his words, not
Mm.
mine.
Is that true, Dubs?
I don't know. It's very when you're reading from the
I cannot.
scriptures, anyone can
I can't.
interpret it different.
I cannot speak from such things to tell you how it goes and all this stuff. The only thing I
Clip
can
that.
tell you is if go ahead, clip everything you want to, actually.
Clip it.
But
I like it.
problem is, I don't give a shit. Who am I to tell you something? You either accept it or you don't. It doesn't matter. For me, that's yours and yours alone. But the
This,
fact
go
of the
ahead.
You're
matter,
And then
doing
I
the
want to say
opposite.
something.
the fact of the matter is, his faith was considered righteousness. That's written like 2 chapters prior. So then his faith got tested. I can show you exactly what that is. We'd like to see the verse. I don't think that your people or whatever, whoever's watching, want to see that, but it's a fact, and you don't understand how
Nobody,
much
no,
faith
I want to
is
know
no, no,
what we
no,
can learn from this.
no.
What
Hey,
can
What
we
I'm
learn
trying to
from it?
explain
I
to
don't know
you
what
is,
can you learn from this.
go ahead.
hold
I
on, real
came in
quick.
late, so I need more
Let
context.
me hold on. Let me, because I heard the prodigy, aka Commander, say something that's very important. Like, what's the conversation yesterday? How can we apply this, and how does it benefit you in your life? I'm interested in results, right? So that's what matters. I don't care what nobody read or what nobody know. How does what you know translate into results? That should be the key point versus this person knowing what this person under. How did you apply that to life, and what results did you get?
Yeah.
Because I can say anything that I've studied and practiced, I'll always tell you. Even the 42 ideas in my eye. I can tell you how that benefited me in life. I can show you.
You're fuzzy, bro. You're fuzzy. Switch back over to the
So
other
the
My
one.
fact
bad.
that
Well,
the fact that your obedience to whatever you are applying it to, it is allowing it to grow, or to elevate it into a faith that, like, now there's no doubting about it. Now you don't believe it, you know it works. That's the difference. That's the difference that I'm
Okay,
trying
so
to tell people,
if you
right?
try to
So, for
apply that,
example,
wait,
go ahead.
let's just apply it to Abraham, because most people have no idea how to just be like, "Are you kidding me?" The guy brought his kid up to a altar to sacrifice his kid. You
But
have no
I
idea
can
what
make it,
that even means.
but I
You have
can make it
no
simpler
idea
for
what
you.
that even
But
means. Well,
now I'm gonna ask you a question, right? I'm gonna ask you this question, right? Do you remember when I said he had already lost the son?
no, I don't know. I didn't remember you saying that. No.
I didn't say it. Wow. Okay.
No, I
Well,
Well,
don't
you did.
since you
I
remember.
heard
didn't,
it. You did.
I know I said it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's not even trying to understand what I'm trying to tell him. So if he
No,
had already lost the son,
come on,
if
bro.
he already
Come on,
lost the son, if he
bro.
already lost the son, why would it be
Yeah.
hard for him to lose another one in faith?
Uh, are you kidding me, dude? That's not a fair question. That's kind of ludicrous, bro.
Okay,
You
can I
said
You're
ask a fair
discounting.
question?
You're discounting what he did.
I didn't.
what?
I'm not. You're not.
Could I ask a?
I recommend it.
Go ahead, Commander.
Okay, this is a fair question, Dubs. What did you learn from that story in the Bible? Did you learn that you'll never sacrifice a child? Did you learn that you won't just act blindly on whatever someone tells you? Like, what did you learn from that story?
No, I learned from that story is that faith is what is saved. Faith saves. You believe in Jesus, then you are saved. You are considered a part of what is the true Israel. There are parts that aren't Israel, there are parts that are Israel, and there are parts that are of the grafted in Israel. So good question, but that's my answer.
Okay, and same question for Gary. What did you take from it? What did you learn from it?
From which part?
The story that you guys were talking about, sacrificing him sacrificing his son, him being obedient.
First of all, I understood from the beginning that obedience is the sacrifice. So that's why he didn't even have to do it, because he was being obedient to God, which elevated his faith. In which that's why God said, I'm not going to put you through this again, which is why Jesus comes back in the New Testament according to the Bible. If I'm going to ask you to do something, I need to do it myself. So I'm going to send my only begotten to be sacrificed, just like I asked them to do for me. That's what I got out of it.
That's my 33. God damn it. Oh, my bad. You see the difference when you apply things, you get a different comprehension. Like, you just
Uh,
saying
co-
faith don't save you, bro.
Faith ain't shit without work, bro. It ain't a goddamn thing. Nothing.
Commander said Mongolian beef. Love it. Hey, no, the scriptures is probably not my forte, but I can rock it with the Greek and whatever Egyptians. I can, and with all that, I can get down with that. But all that type of the Abrahamic, it stems up a lot of the need to be right. You know what I mean? And telling someone you don't understand is the incorrect wording to try to understand somebody else, right? You can't tell someone, "Oh, you're not understanding." That's silly.
I understand that.
Hey,
I understand that logic.
so I'm about to give you some
Yeah.
game, bro. I feel like you my little brother, right? Let me give you some game.
Please,
Let people,
please.
like even when bro was saying, like, I don't understand something. Hold on. Even when bro was saying, I don't understand, the reason I was fine with it because he was right. There's the difference between understanding something and comprehending something. I'm not under the information. A lot of times I'm over it. So no, understanding is the base point for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to understand nothing. I'm here to comprehend. I'm here to overstand it. That's that concept
Exactly.
of understand, overstand. Yeah, I'm here to comprehend. Comprehension is equivalent to overstanding. So that's what I'm here for. Understanding is for the
Yeah,
people I teach.
yeah. You understand that and you comprehend that, but to say to someone you're not understanding is to dismiss them in their words, and at the same time you're not comprehending. Yeah. So I don't know about scriptures.
So okay,
You
first
can
off,
go.
sorry, but like there's multiple people on here that are now like when they speak, like they're not coming in clearly. Just to tell you, like somebody has that last person sound like they're on the radio from like 3,000 miles away. So
Am I coming? Am I coming off clear?
Everyone sounds clear to me.
Okay. Well, she sounds clear, but I tell you that even the channel owner does not sound clear. Like his stuff's bouncing in and out, but it's
Yeah,
okay. So
Oh yeah, he got a tape. He got a Tamu. It's somebody says Tamu, so he got Tamu mic. So we gotta bear with him.
but okay, but what I'm saying is that like, do you even can you comprehend what Abraham was doing when he was
Which God? Which God was telling him that?
That's the valid point. That is the most valid point. The God of the Bible. You don't believe in it, then so now reevaluate the story and say this was the guy crazy.
No, fuck Abraham. If a voice comes to tell you and kill off, unalive your child, that's effed up.
Okay,
No,
but
but
you
this is
think
what
that
this
was
is.
a demon? You think that was a demon? Then you're free to your opinion, and congratulations. We'll
My opinion.
see you never, buddy. You know what I mean? That's okay.
I'm telling you to go. I'm telling you to go off your wife now. Please do it.
Oh, who are you?
Exactly. Oh my
Oh, okay.
gosh.
Okay.
But see,
Well,
that's what I'm trying to.
people keep that up.
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
But look,
Yeah, these voices that go word.
No, I think like going back to what Commander said. I mean, I think, like I said, we sitting here talking about dead people and stories. Is more important. What did you learn and how can you apply it? Because just knowing it,
That's right.
it ain't good enough. It really ain't good enough. Just knowing it.
That's
And
right.
that's the problem. People just know things. They don't know how to apply it. So you'll never gain wisdom if you don't apply knowledge. You'll never gain it. You'll just know shit. So
100%. And since I've been on the channel, all I've been doing is application, action. What
So
the
let's
stories
apply-
say.
Let's try to apply
Yeah,
this.
go Dub. Okay.
Let's try to apply.
But you can't apply. You can't apply that. What's there to apply though? Is the thing.
Yeah, let's try. Exactly.
But there is something to apply. There is something to apply. The
Yeah.
application of being obedient is what you're applying. You're being obedient to something. It's like, okay, we just had this. All right. So there's people around the world right now that's fasting, right? They're fasting because they are being obedient to whatever religious aspect they're in, whether it's Christianity or is Islam, right? Why are they doing that? Because something telling them that I gotta fast for this amount of time. They're being obedient. That is part of the sacrifice that they have to do in order to get closer to God. That's their belief, right? So in the story, even though God had already blessed him with this second son, the chosen son, quote unquote, God is now telling you, okay, hear my voice, be obedient, and bring that child up here to the slab to give him back unto me. Did he question God?
Did he?
That's for Dub. That's for Dub.
No,
that's for Dub.
No, he didn't. Dub dropped
Can you
down.
question something and still do it?
Oh.
Yes, no. Yes, you can question it. That's why Job got double portion, because he questioned it but kept the faith. He kept his faith in God. That's why he got the portions back. And so when Abraham goes and prepares his son, he calls him like, nah, you're good. Your being obedient was the sacrifice. Go into the bush and see the ram and slaughter the ram unto me. The obedience was the sacrifice, but the obedience was also showing the faith that that he had in God. Blind faith, isn't that what they say? Blind faith. He was blind to the fact of him losing his child. Doing something blindly, that's part of faith. If you believe something, you may not do that.
Can you be manipulated in a way?
Absolutely. That's why it tells you to try the spirit to see if the spirit is of God or not. But that's a problem that we're facing throughout the world now, right? People are hearing voices. People think it's a demon. They don't even understand it's a part of a legion. They don't even understand that portion of that conversation.
Right. I heard of the story with the the sacrifice Abraham had to do.
Oh,
did he
hold on,
come
my
through
bad.
with
I
it?
didn't see you, Dub. There you go. My bad, Dub.
Say that again.
Did Abraham follow through with the sacrifice?
No, an angel
He
came
didn't
and
have
said, "Hey,
to.
yo, bro, chill. You ain't even got to do that no more."
You ain't got.
That's a left and right. That's okay. Maybe I'm understanding the story now. Okay, because we all have we have these thoughts that makes us want to do something we shouldn't be doing, but we'll have another thought that will tell you otherwise. Okay, it doesn't make sense to sacrifice a child at all. So I would hope to think people have common sense, right? To off somebody is never the right decision, or to follow it through. Am I coming through correct, Mr. 33?
No, not to me. Because
No.
if that's the case, you can't believe in Jesus Christ then.
Okay, all right. So Jesus Christ, I don't. Okay, I don't with Jesus. I don't see it as
Humorism.
a.
Humorism. You don't deal with the humor. You deal with the more metaphysical aspect of Christ versus the
I
humorism version or the anthropomorphism.
okay, yeah. I think Word knows what I'm trying to say. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what's Jesus' last name? What what's his last name?
What's God's last name? He don't have a last name.
Okay, but it can't be Christ. So what's Jesus' surname? Does anybody know?
No.
Christ ain't a surname. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so a lot of people like to throw Jesus, the word, like that man, that
can,
man.
can I can I break that down real
That
quick?
don't
Can I break that down?
go on word,
It was
please,
actually
please.
Yeshua Nazarim. That was Jesus' name, and at that time, you have to understand the people at that time because it's not like today. So back then,
Mhm.
they gave you, if you belonged
The
to a
name.
house, that was your last name. But if you didn't own a house,
Right.
you were named to a city. So it was Yeshua of Nazareth.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So his
So
Yeah.
name
if
should
you
have
look at
been.
this, yeah.
So
If you
hold
if
on,
you
wait a second.
let me
So
let me
I'll
reply
wait.
to word. Let me.
Hold on, y'all
Just
both
wait.
talking. Hold on, one at a time.
Okay. So his name should
Okay.
have been Yeshua David. Yeshua David.
Bro, you know they didn't break that lineage down. They didn't break his family tree
Yeah,
down
they did.
until the
Actually, they did. It's in Luke. I think it's in Luke. You can read.
bro, you first to understand context, you got to listen. You're hearing and you trigger. You only thing you heard me say is they didn't break it down. That didn't get broken
Yeah.
down until the 200 A.D. after Jesus Christ was gone, bro. Then they did the lineage, the tree. That's when they did it. When Christ
Wait,
was
hold
walking
up.
the
So
earth.
you're saying that Luke was never written until how 200 AD?
Until
He,
bro,
he's not even saying that.
Look
He's
up,
not even
bro.
saying that.
bro, go
Hey,
go. Hold on. Okay, good. Y'all keep talking.
my bad.
Let's just pull it up.
My
No, you
bad.
good.
My
Should have
bad.
been because
Hey,
you're
we
talking.
need.
What you're talking of is you're talking of the house of something. So he is of the house.
Yes. Yes.
So, okay, so then his last
No.
name should
Okay.
have been David for all you want. What do you want?
Now you guys are getting
Hey.
sidetracked with last names.
Yeah,
No. No.
I
No.
agree.
Okay.
I think
I
you.
wanted to. I wanted to bounce off word when he said, people,
60. I was
your,
wrong.
your,
I want to let me correct myself right quick. I was wrong. It wasn't 200 AD when Luke was written. My bad. I was wrong. But it wasn't at the time the Christ was walking the earth neither. It was 60 to 80
yeah.
AD.
Yeah.
My bad. I told you
Hey,
I don't
oh
forgot a
my
lot of
God.
shit that people
It doesn't matter.
I forgot a lot of shit that people don't even fucking know. That's what
All
I'm saying.
right.
I'm telling
So
you, the book of Luke was not written at the time Christ was walking. But what I'm telling you, Christ wasn't born, even the bloodline of David,
what I'm,
all those
yeah.
people wasn't considered royalty at the time, bro. So
Well,
what
I
I'm
didn't.
telling you,
And
if you didn't
I'm
belong to a royal house, you had
okay.
the name of the city.
Okay,
Like, just look up the historical aspect.
but the thing that I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, and this I'll drop off on this. Like I'm not dropping off completely, but I'll drop out. Is that
no,
okay? So
stay.
hold up, Dubs. Uh, David's name is David. What's his last name? What's his last name? So I mean, what's your point? I don't get it because they didn't have last name.
I'm
As
with
far as
Dub.
what's
You gotta
Solomon's
look at the
last name?
metaphysics.
Solomon? No, I don't get it.
Okay, you know what else were houses? The astrological constellations were houses. All right. Jesus is the house of Pisces. All
It's
right.
not
You
written
have
there.
house
Okay?
one,
So
you have
now he
house
says the
two,
beginning.
you have house
It's not
three, you have
so
12 houses.
so
Okay.
it's not written there. So how can you walk away with
It
any
don't
of the
need to be
content
written.
trying to say. You can't back it up at all.
Hey, so you only believe something if it's written on a piece of paper?
Sure, in this case, yes.
Man, you're whack.
Oh, okay.
So
I think you are. So,
check
what's
this
the
out.
point?
Hopefully this gives you
I
an
am whack too.
understanding. Now it does take a level of comprehension to know what this is saying. But listen to what I'm saying. David's last name in the Bible is not explicitly mentioned. He is identified as the son of Jesse, the Bethlehem.
Oh, okay.
Bethlehem.
So,
So
Jackson, I
see,
don't know.
like I said again, this
No,
is the
he's
level
saying
you
that
need
he's
level of
saying that the people are
comprehension.
named after towns. There was no last name. So
This
like
is
Leonardo da
it
Vinci,
was
Leonardo of Vinci. That's where he lived. So Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes,
Y'all
Mr.
understand that?
33.
Leonardo da Vinci. He was in Vinci. His name is Leonardo. Bow. That's his last name.
All right.
Say it, Gary.
Fair
Say
enough.
it.
So back then, how they identified? Because say if it was two Davids, right? It was David, son of Jesse from Bethlehem. That's how they was identified. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You're using our understanding to try to define what these people. You can't do that. You got to understand them to
can.
understand writing
You
in
can.
general. You see what
And
I'm saying? You got to
before that,
understand
even
them.
in the Bible, and before that in the Bible, you was if you are of Israel, if you're Israelite descendant, you are named after your tribe. So David or Joshua, son of Nun, but son of Judah.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's how I went. That's when I said
Hey.
that's when I'm talking about the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you come from a royal house, that's but when you didn't belong to that,
problem,
you was
okay,
just from the city.
But
Problem
hold
solved.
up. Hey,
Right.
the word. Hold up for a second, because that's why I think the Bible mentions like talking about endless genealogies is useless, because you're never going to get to a point. It's never going to be like, you can't say, "Oh, I'm this or I'm that." Go ahead, try to get all your scientific studies down. Get my DNA. You're never going to figure it out. It's not going to happen, because that's not the way it's designed to happen. John 1:14, I believe, 13, 14, 15, or maybe it's 12 through 15. It's like, this isn't a genealogy of blood. It's a genealogy where God reveals.
You're making his point. You're making his point.
No, I'm not making anyone else's point. Trust me, I don't think so. But or maybe
No,
I am.
you're making word point.
Let them rock, bro. Always set it up.
Point am I making?
Go.
Hold up, brother.
Always set it up for people to agree.
Point am I making? We can go with some Greek. We can go with some Greek, bro. We can go with some Greek. I can promise you that.
Like, bro, how is going into the Greek gonna benefit me tomorrow? Like, how is that going?
Going into the Greek will not benefit you today, nor did it benefit you the other day when we were talking. Because, again, the word Jesus, which you call Yeshua, Greek says Jesus. So
Jesus. Jesus.
So,
That's what I try to explain to him, bro. Look, Jesus is not even written in Greek. That's a translation into, and then that translation didn't, bro.
The New Testament,
Bro,
is
even
not
the original New Testament was written in Germanic, and it don't have a J, bro. The J wasn't, bro. How you saying, bro? Y'all ain't start saying Jesus until the 16th century. So what are you talking about, bro?
So if you
Like,
really
come on now, let's be real.
If you really believe that, okay? So
Bro,
I've
what you
never.
you can look. It's Quran, bro.
Take a breath.
One person can be known by different names. Like the Word is the Word, but he's also 33. He's also 9. He's also his birth name. And I
He's
know those
also
are all
Coach D. He's Master Splinter.
Coach D.
He's Hiroshi Shaki. He's all of them people.
They call me by many names, but this is what I'm saying.
This is too funny.
This is the ultimate thing, right? What out of all this stuff being said, what can people apply tomorrow and make
Okay, so
beneficial
what
to
can
their
they
life?
apply? So the question itself is flawed because I can apply everything that the word, the THA
Repeat the question.
word wants to tell me, and then if I applied everything to that to my life, I'm still not gonna get there, bro. So you have an incorrect version of what you think God is, and
Now
then
let me
you're saying,
now, now let me
hold up,
correct you.
hold up. I'm gonna finish. I'll land it real quick. I'll land it real fast, and then sorry, it's your channel. I'm disagreeing with you, whatever. But so
You're good,
if
dog.
I applied everything you were trying to tell me, if I applied everything that you're trying to tell me, then that means that I'll be getting somewhere when I don't even know if you believe in heaven, hell, nothing. But then, what did you read and what have you done? Do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God? All these things. Who cares? No, he said that if you call him Jesus instead of Yeshua, you're going to hell. I mean, what is all this?
Okay,
What is
that,
So
bro, what
if
is you,
you
bro, hold on, hold
go
on,
ahead,
hold
go
on,
ahead,
hold on.
word, go ahead, go ahead.
Hold on, bro. Look, this is what I'm saying, bro. Everybody ain't ilk, bro. What you just said, check this out. I got people on the panel who can testify to things that I
I've
say.
never heard him say that. Never.
You said it.
clean up your
You see
thing.
what I'm
I
saying?
can't hear you. I can't hear you as
Dubs, you're
clear.
making a lot of assumptions about
Hold up,
word, and he's never said
Mm,
that, sir.
hold up. I just can't
that's
hear him clear.
right.
He's coming in like
Well,
he's
Hey,
I'm
rock
telling
out.
you right
Hey,
now.
look, I'm gonna let y'all rock out for a minute because I'm outside. I gotta smoke with some
okay.
patience real
Sorry,
quick.
brother. I'm just trying to get you like
I gotta increase. I gotta
So,
increase my patience level.
oh, your camera's on,
you're
Gary.
starting to break up a little bit now.
Your camera's on, Gary. Dubs, when Word walks outside, he uses his Timu mic, and that's when he sounds like that. And then when he goes back in the house,
The team. Okay, the team one.
he
Yeah, I
uses his computer mic or whatever, his Yeti.
understand. All right.
But
Hey,
Dubs,
I gotta donate. Hey, word.
don't
I'll send you
do
some
it now
money. You
until he
gotta.
comes back in, so he can do the music.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did y'all see the
But
red
Dubs, he
moon?
has never said that.
Wait, did
You've
y'all see the
accused
red
him of
moon?
saying a lot of things, even the last time, which that's not Word. He's never said that.
I
Did
don't
y'all
know
didn't
what
see the red
he
moon?
said that. I don't know what he said that, or he said a lot of
That's
that
tonight,
neither. So go
Gary.
ahead.
That's tonight.
Be specific. Be
I know. I
specific.
just showed y'all the red moon.
But Dubs, if you
Hey,
don't want to
hey.
believe
Okay.
or do whatever you think that the Word is saying or or teaching or sharing
Hey, show us,
what
Gary.
his life, what he's done in his life, if you don't want to do any of that, what do you want to
I went
do?
back.
Like, what do you believe in? What do
Hold
you
on. So
actually?
what do you? I don't understand how you're actually trying to break this down. That's really rough the way you
Okay,
presented
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
Okay, what do you believe in? Like, what do you actually apply to your life that you know you believe in?
That makes my life better. Is that the way you want to say it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To understand that I'm a sinner and somebody died for me, and I'll accept that. That's the free gift. So that's the way I'll go with that answer. You okay with that?
Okay,
Okay. So knowing. Okay, go ahead. Word.
let me rock out for 1 second. Now I'm gonna give it back to the prodigy. But
Rock out with your crack out. Go ahead.
like check this, bro. And like I said, man, I understand, but I have never told anybody if they do this or do that, they gonna have a better life. I only share information. I do that specifically for a reason because I understand what I do may not work for other people. I understand that, so I don't come on here telling like, hey, if you do this, if you do, I don't do none of that. And like she said, it's an assumption, and you've been doing it, right? And it's okay, it's cool, but I have people on the panel, bro, who can contest to what I shared and they applied and they seen results. Can you show me any results of what you're saying? Anything? I can give you my own personal testimony of how me doing these different things benefited me,
Mm.
made me a better version of myself. What can you tell me out of your belief system that you apply and you get positive results?
Okay, so for me personally, this applies to the separation of wheat and
It's hard
tares.
to say, Gary.
Hold on, wait, just wait. So
My bad.
it
My bad.
applies, it applies to the topics of wheat and tares. It's in Matthew, I don't know, 16 maybe, somewhere in there. Anyways, it's not for you to decide whether you've done enough or done short. You don't know, because when have I seen you, Lord? Oh, but you did. For the least of mine, you did for me. But these other people go, hey, I did this and I did that. So that's
You
my
talking
answer.
about other? Let me stop you, bro. You stopping you? That's still you not. What has it done in your life though? Without saying anything about any other people, it don't. Other people don't matter. What did it do for you?
It
What
doesn't
did?
And
matter
don't
what
mention scripture. Don't mention the scriptures.
Well, while you were
okay.
gone, he said that what did you say? You believe you're a sinner and that somebody came to die for your sins? Is that what you said?
Sure,
That
yeah.
God's
That's
okay.
100%.
And how does
Yeah.
that improve, do you think, your way of life?
How does it improve my life? Knowing that somebody saving me from doing awful things every single day, it definitely improves my life.
Do it
How
Does
stop
it
you
make
from
you not
sinning?
want to sin? Does it make you not want to sin, or does it make you feel better when you do sin, knowing that you're a sinner?
Oh, great question. Are we going to talk about my sins?
No, you don't have to talk about your
Let it
sins.
out.
Okay,
Let it
great. All
out.
right.
Let it out.
Because I thought you were about to be my confessor, and I was like, oh my God, that's my confessor. I mean, come on, don't be ridiculous.
Well, you brought up
Stop
sins
it.
and right, that you're a
Right.
sinner.
No, I didn't. You did. You actually just
No, I
did. But
asked you a
You brought it up.
question earlier.
You no, Dub. You did bring it up. You did bring up your
oh,
sins
okay.
up.
I brought up
Let's be
sins.
real.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I did in a way, but she's trying to take it to a whole nother level. We can go
No, she
there. Go
not.
ahead.
She
Come
asked.
on.
She asking you a simple question. It's simple, bro. And I've been asking you. And you deflecting like I'm. Look, I didn't. I didn't hit the indica. I had some sativa, so it is what it is, right? Check this out,
Oh
bro. You
man,
deflected.
you
You
sativa, bro. You know how badly
you
condemning
straight
yourself
deflecting,
right
bro.
now. Oh
You
man.
deflecting,
Oh,
bro.
stop.
That's all you doing. You deflecting. People asking you how
No.
can you apply whatever you saying to
Okay.
life and how does it benefit?
Then
We
what's going
share it.
on? Welcome in. Welcome in.
What up, though?
Hold up, bro.
Ozzy,
Hold up,
Ozzy,
bro.
Ozzy. Oi, oi, oi.
Hold up,
Oh,
bro.
that fucking racist cunt. Where's that racist cunt? Is he on the panel?
He's in
Oh,
the chat,
Nah, he
Holly.
not
What
in
up,
the
Ozzy?
chat.
he
He's
better
not
keep,
here, so he
he better
ain't
keep
here.
himself in the chat. Rainbow motherfucker.
Do you think I don't know, I guess I'll let you go on, Dubs, or you and Word.
I love you, Karen. I love you, Karen.
What
Yeah,
makes
I'm
you
just.
not want to sin? Like we're all sinners, right? But what makes you not want to sin?
I mean, it should be a love of God, right? You love God, you should be obedient and not sin. You just accept, like, fuck it. I'm a sinner. I'm gonna do it. Or as you're in the midst of doing it, you never think about God. I'm asking you because it was times that's what ultimately changed. Like people say, I believe in God. They say God is all knowing and all seeing, then they still do fuck shit and make excuses for it later. I fall short. Fuck that, man. My love for God puts me on the path of me being righteous. That's what my love of God do.
And
I
You'll
know
sin to
when
some extent.
yeah,
it'll
when
help
Even
you sin less and less every day, right? For
that's what
example.
I'm saying. You be more
For
righteous, bro.
example, right? If
conviction.
hmm
okay, yeah. Get him,
They call
Commander.
it
Go ahead.
maturity now.
Take it
People
over.
mature. You do. I mean, you just to do better, bro. You gotta. I mean, to get better out of life, you gotta do better. You just.
The fact of the matter is, wait, you just smoke weed? Are you kidding me? Oh, let me point the finger at you. Oh, and then but you
I'm gonna
want to
start,
point the
bro.
finger
I'm
at
gonna
me.
start reading
Hold
you,
up.
bro.
Now, what I want to
I'm
do
about
is
to
I
have
want
some fun. I'm telling you, bro.
Uh oh.
hold up.
You
I
about
want
to
Is
to
get the
smoking
bird.
weed a sin?
hold up. And now I want to ask Commander. What sins
Ask
have
me.
you been committing? I mean, come on, this is
I didn't
ridiculous.
ask you what
Hey,
sins you were committing.
This
Never
I'm
is
asked you
happy.
that.
I'm happy. I'm happy to air out my
point.
sins. Would you like to hear my sins?
No, I actually wouldn't. I don't care about your sins. It's not between
Okay,
me and
why would you
you.
ask? Okay, but why would you ask someone else's sin to justify?
Okay, good point. That verifies my point. Thank you.
But your
What was your
point, I
point?
asked you. Yeah, I asked you a question. How does something apply to you? How do you use it in your life? And then you mentioned sin, and then she questioned you on your point you made. That was it. It wasn't like
Hey,
she.
I got.
I just said that
I,
whatever sins I commit, I know that there's somebody behind me saying, "Don't worry about it." It's like my personal lawyer when I get in front of God. Okay, and
the
you're
devil.
saying that
Okay,
doesn't
that's an
exist.
answer.
You're
Right.
saying it doesn't exist. So that's you. But I'm answering in a different way. But you're
And
saying, hey, I'm gonna accuse you. You did this, you did that. Okay, so you're on the accusing side.
who
Congratulations.
said
I
that?
But
don't
you don't. You
I
don't.
don't
You
care
don't. You
about
don't
what
think
you
you're
think.
doing that? You don't
No,
think
I'm
you're
saying
doing
who's.
that, Doug?
Altered
No, what
what?
she?
You accused
Yeah.
Word of things that he's never said.
No, I did
You.
not
You're
accuse him of anything.
Did okay, has Word ever said that you're gonna go to hell if you don't believe in a certain thing? Because that's pretty much what you
I
said,
don't
if I'm not
care.
mistaken.
Well, hold up. There are certain degrees to that where I don't care. Like I can say that if you don't believe Jesus, you're going to hell. Oh well. I
No,
mean,
but you said I
But that was
said
not the
that.
question.
Yeah, you said I said that, bro.
wait,
I didn't say that.
what was? Hold up. What was the question? And clarify everything that you think I said where he's going to hell. Go ahead.
Oh, come on, man. That's yeah. Hey,
You.
I got a testimony as well. You know what I mean? Just to bounce off Word. You know, like Word was saying, he can get confirmation from other people. With he's never told someone to say, "You do this and your life will get better. Do this, your life will get better." He's never ever brought that to anybody's attention. That's my testimony.
Oh, my translator. Now you in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Hey, brother.
Oh
Hey,
man, the rainbow,
is my mic?
the rainbow's here.
Is my mic good?
Your mic
You're
is
Unfortunately,
good.
great.
yes. What up, Ozzy?
Unfortunately, yes, Commander. I was
What
no,
What do you got to say?
yeah, I can't stay
Shout
too
out to
long, but
Mrs. Markin.
Hi, thank you. Hi, guys.
Hi, love.
What up,
Hey,
Miss
what up,
L?
Katie?
Hey.
yeah, you see, when I'm online interacting with the panel and there's a female on the panel, I apply the Mike Pence rule. My wife's always next to me. Right? never alone in a room with a woman unless my wife's here, right? So.
Oh, she wears the
Oh,
pants, eh?
and hey, Commander, shout out to us. We didn't do an awkward hello this time. Well done.
Nice.
Hey, we're going.
Yeah, Stoic, she definitely does not wear the pants. Right?
I don't want to wear the fucking pants. I want someone else to wear the pants.
But I
Ms.
just wanted
Markin, is it
to.
okay if Ozzy speaks? Is it okay if Ozzy speaks? Yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so no, just going back, it was really interesting what you're saying before. I may have raised this topic before. Tell me if I have. The idea of why did now I'm okay. I'm going to address the question of why did Jesus die for our sins and what difference does that make? And coming from the point of view of being a really bad Catholic, I'm a lapsed Catholic, but I am exploring Orthodox Christianity. I think those guys are based. But I did hear this concept that the reason that Jesus came down and went through what he went through was because God saw that the human condition was so impossible, so difficult, the demands on us to be good and moral in the face of the tragedy of life was so impossible, the only person who could pull it off was Jesus, who is also God himself, right? So God came down basically to experience the human condition and to not do it for us, but to show us that it can be done. And it wasn't Jesus's last words on the cross, but very, very close to the end. Even Jesus himself said, "Father, why have you abandoned me?" And I think it was Zizek. What's his name? He's a like a sociologist, philosopher, who said it almost seemed like, I'm not saying this, he said that, it almost seemed like even God himself, becoming human, almost became an atheist, because what we have to deal with is so difficult. And so that's how
what we're going through
it.
now.
Hey?
Just to bounce off here, I think that's what we're experiencing now. I think a lot of people are forsaken.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Well, they feel forsaken.
Yeah. Yes, thanks, Commander. Correct. Yeah. Oh my God, you were right about something. I can't believe it. Oh well, I agree with you. I agree with you about something.
Point to you. 1 point to you, Commander. Well done.
Can we be friends now?
Funny
there's something about that take that makes me. It gives me a sense of peace and a sense of. I remember also one time a friend of mine. He was actually a Sufi Muslim, right? So like a branch of Islam that was kind of a bit more not spiritual, but they were a branch of Islam. And he told me a story about the angels were complaining to God about why he revered humans so much. And they said, us angels, we sit up here in heaven and we play our harps and we worship you and we don't do anything wrong. But you seem to put the humans above us. What's going on there? And God said, well, I'll make you human if you want. And they said, yeah, let's have a go. And he made the angels human. And within 24 hours, they were saying, God, get us out of here. So, right, we'll go back to worshiping you 24/7 and being good boys. So between those two takes, I kind of find some sense of peace and also an ability to forgive myself for, things that I don't feel so good about that I've done. They might be. It's almost where you can. I don't think I've ever.
Grace.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Cut myself a break. This is hard shit. This is hard.
Let me add this. Let me add this real quick. So Karen just came up here, and he explained.
Did you say Karen? Did you say Karen?
Look, Ozzy came up. Look, Ozzy came up here and explained his understanding of the scripture, and he told you how it's applied and what it does for me. Like, that's all I've been asking all night. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't matter. Look, I'm you know why I have no argument of whatever he said. He can say whatever he said because he told me how it benefited him. That's all that matters. It don't matter if I believe in it or if I accept it. He just told me how it benefits him, and that's all. And that's the important part. It makes him a better version of the self. So that's all I've been asking. So if you, to me, I'm just being honest. Like in life, I'm only 40, so I don't know too much. But if you know something and you're not applying it and it ain't benefiting you, it's useless to me. That's just me, though. It's useless. It's useless. And I'm not about to argue something I know that I can't explain how it benefits me. I'm not about to do it. That's
Maybe
just me,
maybe he just doesn't have the words to explain it, because he did say that when he sins, he feels like he's got someone that backs him up.
It comes from the wording. It's the words that he chooses to use, I think. Sorry, Commander.
No, you're right.
And see, I can even accept that because he just said that a minute ago, not long before, Big K came on the panel. He said that, but I asked him that like 3 times before that. So I can even accept that. If he feel like, when he sinned, he got his own private lawyer, like he said, then that's how it worked for him. You know what I'm saying? That's how it worked.
Yeah, I got a clap for Kieran and Word. I got a clap for y'all. That was fire.
Hey, thanks, brother. Thanks, brother. I think the other there's another concept that I learned from watching a bit of Jordan Peterson material. I watched a lot of his material, and then I kind of faded off when he became sort of more political. But he said that there was, I can't verify this, but he said that the translation of the word sin actually means to miss the mark.
Yeah.
And so
Without.
the way I interpret that is that sinning isn't actually doing something wrong.
Mm-mm.
It's doing something that doesn't contribute to life flourishing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of
something incomplete.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this is where the Catholic background comes up, because Catholics, there's a concept called Catholic guilt, right? And what I like about what I've learned about the Orthodox Christians is I had a chat with the local Greek Orthodox priest, and I said, look, I was married as a Catholic, I'm divorced. Now, in the Catholic Church, that's it, man. Like, I can't get married again. I can't, I'm still married to my ex-wife in the Catholic Church. I said, I was divorced civilly from my ex-wife. I'm married again. I'm considering joining the Orthodox Church, but my wife isn't. She's supportive of me, but she's not wanting to join. And he was like, yeah, man, it's cool. That's cool. I'm going, what the? That's...
Yeah.
See, Dubs, we didn't ask anyone to disclose their sins, but Ozzy's disclosing some of his sins.
You ain't heard nothing yet. Don't worry about that.
It's just the beginning, baby.
Yeah. No, I'm going to get off here before I disclose too many sins. Okay. Yeah.
Are all sins equal?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, all of them. It doesn't. No, sin is sin. It doesn't matter what category. So sin in archery, when you do archery, and you get a sin, that means to miss the mark. But also, what sin means is without. So, to sin means you're without. What does that mean? To be without.
Yeah, I think we can draw a category distinction and say there are some things which are sins, like all of them, and there are some things which aren't sins. But you have to admit that there are different categories of sin, surely. There are some some things worse than others. Okay, say for example, if my wife asks me, does my bum look big in this, and I lie and say no, that's not a very big sin. I can think of 10,000 other things. It's a white lie, not the same sin as, like murder or, something like that.
Exactly. So, but it's still in the category of sin. Right, Kieran?
That's true. That's true. And I do try to hold myself if my wife says, does my bum look big in this? And it does, I'll be diplomatic. I'll say something like, it doesn't make the most of your assets, right? You might want to accentuate the... I try to find a way...
You tell Katie she got a fat ass, okay? That's all you need to say.
He does.
She got a fat ass?
No, she hasn't.
No, I don't have an ass. No, him and my daughter.
No, it's more likely with
Katie.
Katie.
My daughter,
It's more likely with Katie. I'll say.
Just say she's got a good ass.
No, I don't.
No,
Yeah.
Look, flat ass.
But it's good to your husband, though.
It's not her best asset. I'll just put it that way.
It's great to him, but he's just being honest. It's a flat ass.
I just say get some, buy some jeans with big pockets. Right.
We'll start doing some squats.
Miss Markin, he put a ring on that.
Yep.
Put commitment on that. He chose
I love
you.
the honesty.
So he loves your bum.
I know he does. But he's also not going to sugarcoat shit. Especially, even, if I were to put on 5 kilo and I were to say, baby, do I still look good for you? I want him to say, no, you put on 5 kilo. I still love you dearly and I still find you sexy. But,
but you don't want to put him in a position where he has to lie. Come on.
No.
I would say this. Just eat some collard greens and some yams. You'll be all right. Collard greens and yams. That's all you need.
Hey, hang on. Hang on, Word. Hey, hang on, Word. She don't need more carbs, bro. She don't need more carbs. Trying to get her to back off on the carbs.
Bond is here.
Oh, Bond. Hey, Bond.
Everybody
how you
shout out Bond.
Hey, what's up, Bond?
How's it going? I just heard the conversation, so I thought I'd.
Oh, Bond, you're a bit choppy.
Your mic's a potato.
Potato.
Yeah, you didn't say too much last stream, Bond, but yeah, I would love to hear you. We would love to hear you.
He's gonna come back up. I heard him just fine. It might be Ozzy's connection.
Yeah, he came across fine.
Oh, okay. Must have been
Kieran.
Yeah.
Kieran, I gotta give you. I'm clapping my hands for you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I love all you have to say, Kieran. You and your wife. I love you. I love you guys as a couple. You guys are great together.
He's buttering your biscuits.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
thank you. We actually know, and we talk about it a lot, about just how much we love and adore and respect each other, and it's something that we've both never had before, and it's new and it's beautiful. It's been 4 years nearly, and it gets better. It just gets better. It doesn't.
But the actual key is
yes.
She adores me 5% more than I adore her. Right? That keeps the balance. That keeps the balance.
You know that when you say, "Oh, I love you," and I say, "I love you more," and he says, "Yeah, I know."
I know, yeah. That's what he wrote in the chat. I got Kieran, I love you. And in the chat, it was like, yeah, I know, I love me too.
Yeah, that's what I get. But I love that. I love that shit. He shows me how much he adores me, as well as tells me. So I am the happiest fucking woman.
It's so funny. I was talking to Katie this morning or yesterday about this. There used to be a concept in the 2000s. There was this whole thing. People would sign off every Facebook post by saying, "Stay humble." And Katie said, "What does humble mean actually?" And I said, "Well, it's the opposite of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. You're a little boy. I'm going to run around." It's the opposite of that. And so, but I even knew guys who were like state boxing champions, and they would post, "It was great to win today. Thank you for the support. Stay humble." And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Stay humble. Why? So
sometimes.
Well, it creates this situation where people say things like, the counter to it is, never interrupt someone giving you a compliment, because it seems to me we have this. At least in my era, I grew up with this idea that you're supposed to stop people from complimenting you and saying, "Oh no, But the correct response to a compliment is "thank you," and that sounds.
Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't.
Sorry.
I didn't compliment you, Commander.
She's just practicing.
She's
I'm practicing.
Yeah, good job.
Hey, Commander. You have a really nice voice.
Thank you.
You have a very sweet voice.
There you go.
Very sweet voice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You see how it works?
That's why so many of us are all fucked up and insecure, is because we were taught to not say thank you for a compliment. We were taught to kind of push it away and go, "Oh no, blah, blah, blah." If we just all took the compliments, then we'd all be, confident human beings, and we wouldn't all need therapy or wine.
Well, there was something else. Well, there was something else that Jordan Peterson pointed out. A really poignant fact was he said he discovered that so many people, especially men, are just starving for encouragement.
Yeah.
And it takes such a little amount of encouragement that will fuel a man. You know, if a woman just says to it, like, I used to have a lawn mowing business. I'm out there in the sun mowing lawns, and one day I was doing this job, and this elderly lady was walking down the road. She was out with her cap doing her power walk with a dog.
Bless her.
And as she walked past, she gave me like a little clap, and she did thumbs up. I don't know this woman, and I know I'm doing a good job, but I can't tell you how much that meant to me. Just to have someone say, "Hey, man, good job." It puts a pep in your step.
Yeah.
And almost no one does it, and it takes nothing.
No.
They used to say a smile is a gift you can give that costs you nothing. But I think a little word of encouragement is actually much more powerful, especially for men.
Yeah,
I agree.
Hey,
Bond.
Ozzy, I want to say something real quick.
Yeah, bro.
If I didn't know you ain't have a background in psychology, I would have thought what you did was not intentional, but I appreciate that. But also too, like I like how you just came up here and you said something so little, but it was so profound. You know, you presented a concept and also application, and that right there is the essence of what I've been trying to do over here. But I appreciate everything you did, and I know what you did. I ain't gonna use the C word, but you're amazing, bro. Appreciate that.
No, he a good cunt. Yeah, he a good cunt.
The word. That's why I keep coming back here, because I can see what you're doing. So, when I was a younger man, I was pretty good at debating, and just kind of naturally, and I was out to win. So I had this sense that, you know, as long as I win, it don't matter. But after a while, I kind of realised I got, like, if we're having a discussion about philosophy these days, I want it to be attached to something we can land in the real world and apply. Otherwise, it's a big circle jerk, right? We can sit around on panels all day and talk about Aristotle and Plato and, you know, the church fathers, and go round and around and around. But I want to come away from the conversation.
Majority of people.
Yes, it is. I want to come away. I want the conversation to, I listen to you, you listen to me, and we build on each other's conversations, because most people are waiting for you to finish talking so they can say what they think, rather than listening to you and then building on it, and you listen to me and you build on it, and by the grace of God, we both might learn something, and then we can apply it in our lives. I think that's much more valuable than winning a fucking debate.
Told you he's a good cunt.
Oh, Dan. I didn't give you permission to speak.
Sorry.
Get back in the kitchen.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, my response to the compliment, a good response to a compliment is to listen and to accept it. Because I do catch myself when people trying to compliment me. I try to cut them off. I cut them off straight away. But a good response to a compliment.
Yeah.
It is. I cut them off, but you need to listen to it, honestly.
Oh, shit, yeah, because it makes you walk away so much bigger. Like, I'll go up to strangers that I don't know, and if their tag's hanging out in the back of their T-shirt, women especially, I'll just say, excuse me, your tag's hanging out, just fixing you up. And they're like, thank you so much. Or, you know, if someone smells great, oh, I love your perfume. Where'd you get it?
You guys don't know this about you guys don't know this about Mrs. Markham. So there's a theory.
I have no personal space.
No. There's a psychological theory. It's kind of NLP. Don't judge me for that. Which is, most people have one sense, which is their main modality. So like the five senses. Some people are visual.
I like where you're going with it.
Yeah. Well, not very many people. Not olfactory. Smell is not many people's main modality, right?
I'm a sniffer. Fuck it.
She's a sniffer, yeah.
It's like, okay. My name's Katie and I'm a sniffer.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, well, I'm not a licker, no, I'm a sniffer.
Hey, I had a girl compliment me on my BO.
What?
Can you believe that?
Bro, that is the best compliment ever. When you're
must have been some
swear.
beautiful.
yeah, I'm going to create a I'm going to create a I'm going to create a men's cologne called Diesel and Horse Sweat.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
That sounds
that's
like the
sexy.
beginning of a stalker.
No, that's sexy. That's
Commander, as long as she didn't walk up behind him and just go,
Okay, but my main problem is like, what are you people over in the UK doing to defend your own country? Because you guys are
who's
slapping
in the
yourself
UK?
in the face right now.
Oh,
The
wow.
UK.
Dubs,
Who's in the
you
UK?
came out of left field.
that did.
I want to hear Bond talk. Bond,
Shots
you have a
fired.
smooth
Yeah,
voice.
Bond.
I need to
Yeah,
hear
come
it.
on, Bond.
Hey, y'all gotta
mind if I
respect the
play?
general. Yeah, respect the
Do I
general
sound
on the
better?
panel. Go ahead, Commander. My bad.
Bond, what up, 9?
What
What's
up,
up?
man?
Do
You
I
don't
sound
believe
better?
it? You don't believe it?
Hold on,
What
Dubs.
up, Bond?
Does my mic sound better? You said it was
It
breaking up.
sounds
earlier.
smooth.
Okay, good. That's the way I like it. No, I'm
Hey,
sorry. I was
what? Hey,
I
Bond.
wasn't listening.
Hey, Bond. What do you like about the conversation?
I'll be honest with you. I've been messaging outside of the conversation, so I'm trying to jump
Damn
in
it,
for a
Bond.
second. Hey,
I had so much hope for you, Bond.
what can I say? What can I say? People will try to get a hold of me. I don't know. I don't know why.
Hey,
Bond's here to look pretty
yeah.
because he's got a badass avatar.
Exactly. I'm here for the aesthetic reasons, right?
There you
Visually
go.
appealing.
And Bond got a good mic.
Good luck, Bond. Good luck.
Hey, yeah. Good luck, Bond. Yeah. What about the conversation? You like anything you bounce off of?
Honestly,
He wasn't
no, man.
listening.
Yeah. I joined, I said hello, and then I started getting messages, and I got to attend to that. But I'll
As
jump
soon
in.
as Ozzy started speaking, he stopped listening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Translation: he was trying to save brain cells.
So, Dubs, nobody here is from the UK.
Yeah, nobody here from the UK, though.
Oh, that's
Yep.
okay. It's all right. Okay, we can test Bond's brain cells because I know why he's here. Who's sending you
Hey, Dub.
messages?
Who?
I know.
Hey,
I know
Dub.
who Bond is. I know who Bond is.
Dub knows.
Hey,
me.
Dub. Hey, Dub. The people from Australia, do they need saving?
Everyone does. What's your case? I heard that Australia is actually surrounded by Chinese warship. So that's just what I heard on the news. So you tell me.
Yeah, no, you mentioned UK, so I presume you were referring to Ozzy and me.
Don't presume anything, my friend. I just you asked me a question, and I told you that your
No,
country is now
no.
surrounded by
You
Chinese warship.
Stoic, he
talked
doesn't
about
remember
the
15
UK.
seconds ago.
Far out. Hey,
I did speak about the UK because, yeah, I did assume that you had a UK accent. Pardon me for being incorrect. Oh, well.
It's okay, Dubs.
all
You're
right.
American. So am I.
Hey, Ozzy. Hey, he mentioned us. He said we're from the UK.
well, to be
What
fair,
the hell?
to be fair, I was born there, so that's fair enough.
People often mistake our accent with people from the UK if they
For
haven't
some
really spoken.
reason.
I don't care. Now address the fact that you might need saving because you have China boats surrounding your country. So what's up with that?
I don't know. I don't watch the news.
Yeah, no, they were doing the Chinese were doing military exercises off the northern coast of Australia, and they were supposed to tell us they were doing them, and they didn't tell us in the proper time. So our pussy government kind of made noises about how they should have done that, but nothing really came of it.
China just kind of does what they want, huh?
Yeah,
Not quite.
Oh, they do.
Not quite.
They're,
Nope.
they're
That's
scary.
definitely not quite. That's definitely not quite. That's in the range of the Australia government is not protecting their citizens.
Correct.
Somewhere in between, maybe,
100%.
but it's okay.
And America is?
I think
Are you kidding me? China has us by the balls.
America definitely is.
Hey.
Last time we got surrounded by any kind of boats, you could tell me.
They don't have to surround us. They're already here, like within the country.
yeah,
Oh, really?
China
So you tell me, how about that?
manufactures all your products. So we are under the hands of China. They supply all the products.
Not really, because they don't have much natural resources. So Australia, like, if you look up, I think we spoke about this before. If you look up, minerals, raw materials, lithium, nickel,
No, but
gold, iron.
Kieran,
Yeah.
where's your shirt from?
Hey,
Where's your shirt from? Where's your shirt from?
my shirt.
Yeah,
where's
from
it?
China.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
where is the materials that make the shirt from?
Can
no,
you
what
live
I'm
without
saying is
food and
China.
medications that a lot come from China?
Yeah, I'm saying China supplies all the manufacturing to the whole
Yeah.
world. Okay,
Yeah.
right. But I'm with you on that, Kieran. Hey, Australia shouldn't be as poor as we are. We have all the energy, we have all the resources, we have all the gold, nickel, all the metals. But yeah, our liberal government from Melbourne are
When you say
offshoring
liberal,
all
what do you
these.
mean? When you say liberal, do you mean American liberal or Australian liberal? Because they're different things.
Australian.
Australian liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Young Riaz, shout out to you, Young Riaz, in the chat. Sorry, guys.
Australian liberals are the good guy. For our American friends, our liberal government here is the conservative government. So we use liberal as in classic liberal. So
I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Yeah,
I
you
really
mean
don't. I really don't care about like all the minerals and this and that and the other ones. Once somebody starts bringing military ships and circling my land, I'm kind of paying attention now. So respond.
well, Bond,
And
you remind
Australia
me.
did. Go ahead. I mean, I heard him say that Australia did respond.
Yeah, Bond, you kind of. I'm with you.
Dub.
Yeah, Bond, you're making me think about the Bay of Pigs when JFK was president.
No, that has nothing to do with the Bay of Pigs, my friend. Warfare has changed significantly since then. You know that, so stop it.
Well,
So what do you think they should do, Dubs?
Oh, you want me to come in here and try to solve the world's problems? It's not going to happen. I don't
Well, I mean,
know.
you're
No, I'll tell you.
asking.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It just so turns out. It just so turns out that America does have some value in an alliance with Australia, because we can give you eyes on the sky in the southern hemisphere, and we're also a launch pad to Southeast Asia. So, you guys will always look after your own national interests first, but a little bit of your national interest is being friends with Australia. And being an Australian, where we have our military is like 12 fighter jets and 2 boats, I'm very happy to be friends with America.
We love Australia.
Right on.
Sure.
Like, hey,
Sure.
if you ever talk to American soldiers who travel, they love Australia.
I've heard that too.
I'm telling you, like veterans,
Yeah,
a lot of citizens in Australia donate to different veteran things here in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
and I've heard that like the number one special forces in the world are America, and by a big margin, right? You guys, your military strength.
I want to instill a lot of fear in everyone's minds and hearts, okay? But
come on, Dub.
Hold up.
Dub wants to destroy
Hold on.
and instill fear.
That ain't Christ-like.
Yes, let me do
True.
this. Okay.
Concentrate, Dub. Concentrate. You can do this.
Wait,
You
I'm
can do
not
this.
trying to
That's
do it
right,
myself. I learned it from other people. Hold on, excuse me. But if there are droids or whatever that are flying around everywhere, then why don't make a bunch of those? We'll destroy everything. There's no one who can fucking stop us. Excuse the language again. But that's just it.
Should America invade Australia, or should Australia just
No.
become America?
Yes.
Another
No.
state.
Yes.
No.
Annex Australia.
I want Australia to be Australia. That's what I would want it to be. To just be
I would
yourself.
like America to annex Australia.
Annex Australia for what? For what?
Economy.
What economy of what? Well, you got kangaroo sales going on. Everyone all of a sudden they like.
No, I would like America to annex Australia so we could get our proper gun laws.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I think that the reality of the situation is that we figure out the ceiling. The ceiling is nuclear warfare. And then now it's lowering itself. The F-50 or whatever, it's not a big deal. It's the drones. Why not make 1 billion of them? No problem. We'll make 1 billion. So then now it's all drones. Just fly them in there. We got people watching 3 of them at the same time on some computer screen, and boom, 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 done, done, done.
That's okay. It's okay.
I don't know your point.
No, hang on, bro. It's okay in the beginning, but you've still got to put boots on the ground at some point, right?
No,
Yeah,
you
what
don't
if somebody?
at all.
What if
At
somebody
all.
just? Only thing, if you get drones flying around, what they do is let it MP off.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, come on, man.
Good luck with that.
I reckon.
What's
Hey,
the
Kieran.
Good luck with that.
Hold up. If they did that, let's say they did that. Okay. So then now you're gonna have to explain.
We need boots on the ground.
They let an MP off. Now that just knocked out your entire however much
No, it
of the
won't.
population. So
No, it won't.
okay.
Bro.
Well,
Only thing you gotta
figure it
do
out.
is, bro. They didn't, bro. Only thing you gotta do is shut the grid off. Let the MP off. Once it go off, shut the grid back on. You good.
No,
If you
that's not
talk
true.
big
I don't think
drones
you know what
come over,
MP
that's
is. I don't think you know what
electric
MPs
magnetic
are.
pulse.
Hold up. What's an MP do? What's an MP?
It is an electric magnetic pulse, bro. If you turn off, listen to what I'm saying. If the grid is not, I understand it'll fry, right? It'll fry. That's what you're saying. It'll fry the grid. But if there's no pulse,
No,
if there's no,
you're not understanding. You're not understanding the reason why you're not understanding.
Bro.
Because I could shine like a
Bro.
10. Hold up. Tell me if I'm not being honest. I could send 1,000 of them a day times the cost, which is probably, let's say 2,000. What do you do a day? And then so you're gonna have to
2,000.
send an electromagnetic pulse across this, and it's gonna eliminate electricity amongst your people. Your people are gonna get the electromagnetic pulse or their electricity turned off. Let's say that was because it seems like that's what your solution is. But if that's the case, your people are going to be living without electricity either way for a long time.
bro. You can let off short range EMPs. It don't have to
Yeah.
be. You can
Directed weapon.
The rest of the drones are going to strike.
They got, bro. And they got different forms of EMPs. It's not just one. They actually have directed
right
EMP.
away.
Yeah.
You would give up
That's
right
right.
away. You would give up right away.
I'm talking about a military, a country, bro. Not if they came at me, it ain't shit I can do. Like shit, what I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about a whole country defending itself, is like just simply drone. They got they got they got homing missiles and shit, bro. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying, yeah, they got ways to defend themselves, bro. I mean, you just sending a bunch of drones ain't gonna work. You need to send boots on the ground.
That's
your
right.
favorite person, Ozzy.
Hey, what? Who? What?
Oh, really?
What do I say?
Hey,
I'm
Melanie.
interested.
Who is that?
I'm interested in
Hey,
Melanie
what's up,
get
Melanie?
Melanie get dubbed. I don't know what he talking about. Maybe you can make sense. Get him, Melanie. I'm going on my table
Melanie.
outside. I'm gonna let Melanie handle it.
I'm
I
nobody.
thought my
Melanie.
translator was gonna come up here, but I know Melanie. The fox is in the building. Go ahead, Mel.
Let's go, Melody.
I literally just got off of Sarah's panel, and I'm shamelessly hopping at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
Melanie,
You
my
damn
man.
panel whore.
How you doing, my man?
My man.
Who are you talking to?
Ooh,
Let's see if I can
talking
set
to
this
the
up so we can play
man.
Tetris and actually talk at the same time. Right now I'm one-handed and it kind of sucks. No, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
So are you having fun, Melanie? You having fun tonight?
Yeah, I got to cook the shit out of teriyaki.
You did not. Get out of here.
Okay, don't.
I don't even know who that is.
Don't be.
I can imagine. I can imagine you and Teriyaki going for it, but I can't imagine you cooking him. I think
He goes for me every time. It's incredible.
Well, he is a bit. Look, I like Teriyaki, but he is a bit single-minded. He's a bit single-minded, kind of in a good way. I think his heart's in the right place, but I could see that. I could see that.
I mean, he's a challenge to debate. I wouldn't say he's a good debater, though. So that's I'll let that speak for itself.
Hey, Melody, I watched your video with Andrew Wilson.
Oh yeah, on Panelverse.
Yes, and he cooked you. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm less likely to respect your opinion then.
He kind of cooks everybody. He kind of cooks everybody. He's really good at what he's really good at what he does.
Andrew actually said he respects me as a debater, so I don't even think he thinks he cooked me. So that's really funny.
No, I'll give you props, Melanie.
He doesn't need to defend me.
I'll give you props. You took it on the chin.
He
A
doesn't need
lot
you
of
to defend him,
Wilson.
though. You know that, right? He's like fine on his own. He stands fine on his own. He doesn't need like all these rabid fans to be like Andrew won. Like he knows when he won. He knows when he lost, and I respect. That's what I respect about him.
No, you sent me a link and I watched it, so
Yeah.
I'm just giving you feedback. But
Okay,
hey, I'll say this: you took it in the chin, and that's what I like about you.
Sure.
You took it like a man.
If you have any actual constructive feedback, that's fine. But
I don't. I
feel
just
like
want to
you
say you
misunderstood.
took it in the chin.
Okay.
You took it on the chin. I like that.
So, Melanie, earlier on, we were talking about the correct response to a compliment. Can somebody on panel tell Melanie what's the correct response to a compliment? Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you, Karen.
I think it's. Are you hitting on me? If you're a woman and it's coming from a man.
Okay. Well, actually, Melanie, I've got a question for you. If I could, I've actually got Melanie, I've got a serious question for you. How you doing?
Certain things are great. Certain things could be better. It is what it is.
That sounds about right. What's the net outcome? Is great better than not, or is not great better than great?
I would compare it to how
I hear a debate.
what I'm coming out of, right? So I'm coming out of something worse, and I'm just happy not to be there.
Yeah, cool. So we're going to chill over here and talk a bit of shit, and that's good.
Yeah, Kieran,
that's
I
good.
actually find you easy to talk to.
Hey, Kieran, did I give Melanie a compliment?
Yes, you did. And I
did.
I don't know if Melanie said thank you yet.
Well, actually,
did
so here's the thing, right? He kind of started with a compliment, with like an opinion, and that opinion was not a compliment. And
But opinions don't matter. Come on, take the compliment.
A thing is like a huge component of this is like respect. When I get compliments from people who I don't respect, I just don't care that much. So
I prefer insults from people I don't respect. That's the real compliment.
That's kind of it, actually. I wasn't thinking about it that way, but now that you mention it, it is actually that. I'm not even capping.
I know. True,
Hey,
true.
Melanie thrives off that, actually.
Off what?
Insults. You
Hey,
thrive off
you
it.
ever drop down and try to come back up? It's not giving you.
Well, you've got to define thrive.
Well,
You've got to define
no.
thrive.
Actually,
Oh,
no.
there you go.
What I do thrive off of are insults that just don't land because people clearly don't get what I actually go through and just don't know me. And so it's like, yeah, you can think what you want about me. That actually just shows me that you can only be wrong. So therefore, nothing you're going to say is going to land.
Okay, so
to you as a threat.
So you dismiss everything?
No, like when people have like a point and it's something I should reflect on, I'm very likely to be like, okay, maybe you have a point there. Who's his name? Adam Dull actually made some good points on the last panel I was on with him, and I was like, you know what? I think you're right about that.
Well, how about this, Melanie? Melanie, if I said to you, you're a tough motherfucker. What's your
It feels like something you would say only to a man, right?
I'm talking. Don't bait me. I'm not doing this tonight. I'm not doing this tonight.
Yeah.
We're having a good conversation. I'm just saying. You're a tough motherfucker, right? Equal rights. Equal rights.
As a compliment, you're right. Right. Okay, we're still on the compliment discussion. That's fair.
Yes. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks.
There we go. There we go. And by the way, Stoic, you have lovely hair, my man. You have lovely hair.
Like, by the way, it's not about being tough. It's just about realizing there's no reason to take anything personally online until it actually becomes personal, and like it doesn't have to be unless you want it to be.
I don't know if you guys know, but me and Melanie, it's amazing that me and Melanie are. Melanie, last time I tried to compliment you, you told me to stop with all this fucking pussy shit. So hang on. So me and Melanie.
Isn't that what Jess says to you like every time? Like you're being gay right now, Kieran?
Hold on,
This
your
is marking,
belief system.
this is marking my gay.
He is not that, darling.
I'm gonna ask, how does your belief system? How does your belief
not even what I
system
said.
last? Well, I
Just take
said
it,
How does
doll.
your belief system?
Crazy, what up, though?
Everyone loves to hate you and hates to love you, and if you just let your bravado down once in a while, then you wouldn't get this much back chat. Because you know what, you're fucking awesome. Like you're very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Melanie takes it to the chin. I like that.
But
Yeah, you do, and you play back, but it can get really messy and really nasty very quickly.
Everyone
I
has
think the thing
their
is
own
like-
interpretation of what is smart, and that's that. So, I mean, if
Sure.
you think he's smart, then that's good for you. But you're agreeing with his side, probably, which
No.
is
No, she's not.
stick your stick into some mud. I mean,
You
that's
realize
just
like you
my
can disagree with
opinion,
someone
but-
and still acknowledge that they're
It's
smart, right? And that's like really it. Like I have to acknowledge, like, no matter what I do, I'm going to be a bit of a heel in this space, and I'm going to make people mad, and I have to like find a way to monetize that.
Do you know, Melanie?
Hey, you love yourself, though.
Do you know,
Hey,
Melanie?
no, sorry.
No,
Hey,
you're not gonna. You're not gonna.
no, Melanie, Melanie, you love yourself. You love yourself, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm totally fine with who I am.
I see that.
I don't like who I was. Like I had to grow and I had to become a better person at one point. But like I'm happy with who I am now.
But the morality of what's gonna happen here is who agrees with you.
I don't know. I've met several people who do, and I enjoy talking to them quite often.
No, you.
I'll tell you the best thing.
Who agrees on the panel?
If I could,
I don't care.
Yeah, one thing about
Why are you here?
No, hang on. No, hang on.
I have to
Listen,
ask
Mel.
you the same question, Dub. Don't be rude.
Come on, Doug.
Listen,
Come on, Doug.
Hey, no, let Melody go.
listen, Melanie, for all the crap that you all the crap that you kind of pull down on yourself, you know, you push buttons, but I've heard numerous people say the thing about Melanie is Melanie keeps coming back, right? And people have gone after you for the transgender thing. They've given you a hard time, and you don't go and cry. You don't go and cry and say, "Oh, they're transphobic." Oh, you don't try to cancel people. You keep stepping back into the fire. You keep stepping back in. People respect that.
I just realized
For
that like
you,
real man.
homophobic doesn't do anything.
Be a real man.
The reality is, for you UK people, Australians, whatever, you guys have given up your entire
on.
country to Islam, and you can't deny it. You got big
Are you
problems.
an Islamist, Kieran?
Oh, come on.
So, has anybody? Hang on. Is anybody here familiar with the term non sequitur?
Bunch of laughers, right? Bunch of laughers. Okay, bunch of laughers. That's all we have. You're so dumb. Okay, so what did you guys do during the pandemic? I saw it on live TV. Actually, you guys were like shooting at each other in Australia.
Shooting.
We
We're not
don't
allowed guns, mate.
We don't have guns, bro. Mrs. Markham.
America. That's America.
Hang on, Bond.
Hold on.
We have kangaroos.
Oh my God.
They were shooting vaccines at each other.
Are you telling me that
Commander, well done.
No, I'll answer Bond's question.
Bro,
Yeah.
bro. That's
No,
Dub. That's not me. That's
Are
not
you
Bond.
telling
Oh,
me-
sorry.
Okay, hold on. Are you telling me that you're shooting something at you? Yep.
No, during the pandemic, me and Mrs. Markin were feeding baby wombats and breeding platypi.
They was throwing boomerangs, bro. They was throwing
They're the ones
boomerangs.
who started the pandemic.
Listen,
The baby bats.
hang on the word. I can't throw a boomerang. That would be cultural appropriation.
I was watching your capital being raided by people who were sitting there, and then the coppers were actually coming in there chasing all of them out. So
Yeah, and are you crazy? Hang on. Are you crazy? Brought up the emus, bro. We fucked those guys up during the emus, right? Let's leave the emus alone.
What are you talking about? You didn't explain anything before people started laughing.
They was racing emus during the pandemic, bro, and throwing boomerangs. They was chilling, bro. They was
Yeah, we were walking.
jellyfish and shit.
We were walking on top of the Az Rock.
They were not chilling. Are you kidding me? Well, we watched them invade certain parts where they were all gathering together, trying to uphold certain standards, and the cops came in, and then they just decided they were gonna.
Yeah, Dub's making a point. We had some of the most draconian laws around the pandemic, probably second to China, right?
Yeah, because nobody actually has the right. Because at the end of the day, nobody actually has the right.
I'm asking that happened or not.
Like, you can call it draconian, but at the end of the day, nobody really has a right to be a public health hazard.
At the end of the day, shut the fuck up.
Hey,
Let's go, Melanie.
That's the best
Let's
you got.
go, Melanie.
Man, we ain't been doing that.
Okay, let me interject and say one thing. This is not a debate channel, so calm the fuck down.
It's not a debate channel. Now, I'm not trying to debate. All I'm trying to say is, did you or did you not have coppers trying to come in there and
you get a British accent? Hold on, bro.
Now he's from the UK.
Yeah, hold on.
Hey, no, he sounded Aussie. He sounded Aussie for a sec.
It doesn't matter now, does it? And still, at the same time, they were coming in there and they were attacking your.
What's the point you trying to make?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
No, they were.
Hey, you're kidding. You're kidding, Dub. You're kidding.
Yeah, hang on. When the Bond, Dub, when the cops turned up, I said, "Forget about it." I whacked him. It's fine.
That's not
Man,
what I saw live, bro. I saw it live.
what did you watch and what did you learn from that? How did that benefit you in everyday life watching what they went through?
The government.
Dub, I'm trying to take you serious.
Bro, you have a tyrannical government. That's what you have.
Oh,
Did you pray for them,
No, it's
Dubs?
true. No, it's true.
Tyrannical government.
No, I'm just going to say, Dub's right. Dub's
That's
right.
not how tyranny works.
Most Australian citizens. Sorry, Mel. Hang on. Most Australian citizens are asleep. They don't know what's going on over here.
That's right.
Correct.
Agreed.
We're a bit like Canada, right? It's under.
Agreed.
Most people are asleep. It's true. It's true.
That's not how tyranny works. In a democracy, the government serves the will of the people. Most people actually did not want to get coronavirus, and the way to prevent that spread was to have social distancing and people wearing masks. And then
which was all ineffective.
You still
No, it
believe
wasn't.
in coronavirus?
Countries that had
Come
stricter
on.
standards. China had the
you
fewest
see-
amount of COVID.
Hang on,
deaths
Mel.
overall.
Hang on. You see, Mel,
No.
we were doing so good. We were doing so good. I asked how you were. We're having a nice conversation,
Yeah.
and you're going back into your gish galloping.
Am I tone policing you?
Compliments and everything.
Am I tone policing you, Kieran?
No,
What?
sir. You're not.
What?
you're not
No.
done
Okay, then
policing
don't
anyone.
tone police
You
me.
never will be done
Tone police.
policing
Get the fuck out of here. I'm not tone policing you.
You so
Hold
are.
up. The ultimate policing for
The-
you is to get everyone to agree with you. That's period. And if
No,
they
I'm just
don't,
countering the
then
misinformation. Like that's not how tyranny works. When people want to get rid of the
you want,
pandemic.
you want guys to suck your
No.
penis. That's what you want.
Bro, what is you talking about, bro? What the hell is
Can
going
you
on
try
with
to
you?
do better?
Yeah.
Maybe we should try to do a bit better with that because that really
Yeah.
sucks.
What is going on with you,
I know
bro?
you do better, buddy.
You done flipped the script since Melanie done came up here. You all
Bro,
right, bro?
I'm
You're so
sorry.
mad.
That's okay. Right.
Hey, Dub wants to compliment you, Melanie.
Yeah, let's have it. I'm here for it.
I don't know. That guy just sounds. He has the accent, and I want to ask him, "Where did you get the accent from?" And then I'm like, "Well, you made
No,
up
I
your
said
own
that.
accent."
No, I said that because you start talking British, bro. You talk the government. I'm like, what, bro? Like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
only British
Like,
people
Oh,
talk
and
about the
look,
government.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't as lit as you, but I'm chilling, bro. And I just heard something switch up. I'm trying to make sure I ain't tripping.
No, I'm
Like, hold on,
chilling.
there's somebody else on the panel.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling too, bro. But the fact of the matter is, when you end up with somebody who has a little bit of a lisp on their end of their what do you call it? The way they
Those are the
speak.
people from Spain. They have a lisp usually.
Okay, good for them. All right. So,
I think Dub's talking about me, about my list.
Hold on.
You don't have a lisp.
Commander.
I didn't think so.
Act like you know what I was talking about. Commander's acting like she don't know what I'm talking about. Mike, yeah, you do.
Don't come after the general. Don't do that. Nah, she was just making a point.
Let Commander let Commander speak. Go Commander.
Yeah, let me speak, everyone. I have nothing to say though.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think I don't think Ozzy has a lisp or stoic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Commander, you're saying you didn't know what I was talking about? Like certain people have a certain way of saying things that you can know where they're from, but then there's certain people that they have a way of saying things where like, where do you get your accent
In reference
from?
to who?
Yeah, everyone has their own accent. Like even in America, we all have our own accent.
Jason in the building, y'all.
What up, Jason? Goes Hunter from Australia.
It's fucking
Hey, Jason from Sydney?
Yeah, it's
Hey, let's go.
Sydney, bro.
Hey, the word watch out. Stoic's bringing his fucking gay Sydney people in.
You know what, Jason actually been this is Jason is like the second Australia person who ever visited my channel. Jason he might not remember, but when I had under 200 subs, Jason found my channel. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
nice.
Jason been here since.
Well, that I can almost forgive him for being from Sydney for that, right? That's net
Hey,
value.
Jason, you gotta jump up. You gotta jump up.
He's a day one supporter.
Hey, Jason
OG
got a cool
Jason.
channel. Y'all go check out Jason the Ghost Hunter. He got a cool channel.
So, but what I'm trying to
Let me go drop
describe
his
is
link.
that there's a specific accent that people have, and you can tell. And then they're like, "But where'd you get that from?" Because there isn't a land that you can actually pin it down to.
But what are you talking about, though?
I don't know. I was saying that he, like, bro, in the midst,
Wait,
in the
hold
midst
on.
of
Do you
you
have two
talking,
brain cells
Doug.
left in your brain? Do you have two brain cells left in your brain? What are you talking about? Come on,
Hey,
we all know
Doug, you
what
got the
you're
list. You got the list. You sound.
talking
So do
all
you
right.
have a list, Dub? Do you have a list?
Nope.
So I was asking you because in the midst of you talking, bro, you picked up a UK accent or something. And I'm like, hold on, I didn't know who was
Yeah,
talking.
fine,
So
bro.
that's what I
You
was talking
it's
about.
fine. No, the UK. You don't know what a lisp is. Come on, man. You can't listen, man. The word. Are you kidding me?
Talking
Come
about,
on,
bro.
Doug.
Hold on. You don't
Come
know
on,
what
Doug.
or a certain like they
Now,
pronounce their s's a little bit too much.
bro, I know what a lisp is. You said you didn't have one. So I was asking you, what up, Jason? I was asking you, where did that
G'day,
accent
everybody.
come from?
What up, Jason? Jason, represent.
No, the person to represent
How
would
are you,
probably
buddy?
the
Yeah, we can
person
hear
was
you,
the
Jay.
fox. The person was the fox icon. Go ahead.
Melanie?
There you go.
Okay, I'm back. Is this Jason?
Yeah, that's Jason.
What up, Jason?
I
Hey,
want to
Jason,
get you
what up?
on.
G'day.
What up, Jason?
I want to
Aussie,
get him
Aussie,
on
Aussie.
one.
Not much going up, but going down.
I want to, Jason. I got to get you on one day with my wife on because we into ghost hunting. We ain't did it in like 3 years, but
Hey,
she
Bond.
really to it. I think that'd be dope.
Hey, Bond.
Jason, a
I
ghost
know why
hunter?
you're
Have
here,
you
bro.
thought seen my
I know why you're here, Bond. I know why you're here. We're not going to talk
Hey,
Bible, bro.
Dubs.
You might as well drop
Read the
off.
room, Dubs. We got Jason on
Fire out.
panel. He's never been on panel. We're trying to be nice
I
to
know
our
who he
guests.
is.
That's all right. I'll sit
I
back.
know who he is. I know who he is. See you later,
You know who
buddy.
I am?
He a ghost
Very nice,
hunter.
Jason.
So, the word and panel. We're going to dip out. I've got to go and watch some music trivia YouTube channels from the 80s with the missus. I've got work tomorrow, so I'm going to knock off. It's been great chatting to you all.
Hey,
Good day,
take it
mate.
easy, Kieran.
I
That's it.
appreciate
Take
it.
it easy.
Hey,
Yeah, thank you, fellas. Yeah, thank you, fellas, and Commander. Okay, have a great show. I'll talk to you later.
for sure.
Bye.
And I hate to cut this short, but my baby girl just woke up and I got to get her back to bed. And my wife got to work tomorrow.
You
I don't
gotta
want my
take
wife
her
to wake up.
back to bed. Do it. Get her
Yeah,
back to bed, my friend. End it.
Take it
Hey,
easy,
lots of
everyone.
love. Lots of love.
yeah. Lots of love,
Much
man.
love.
Lots of love. I
Appreciate you having
Good
apologize.
me
stuff,
on.
buddy.
You know.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
for sure,
Good
Jay.
stuff.
For sure, Bond. For sure,
See you later,
man.
buddy.
See you later. But yeah, everybody always welcome to hit the panel. Jason, I definitely go. I got to get you back on, man, because I want to talk about some paranormal stuff. I think that'll be dope, especially from over there, man. You know, y'all go check out Jason. His link is in the chat. Go show him some love, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
But
That's
no
all right. I do
problem.
remember when you had 2K subs, so I was there for a while for you.
Yeah, you growing, huh?
I'm slowly growing. I'm trying to get to 4K, but I'm still trying to get there.
It just keep grinding, man. It's a grind. I mean, I blew up
Yep.
overnight. Just you never know, one video might take off. So that's why we
That's
gotta
it.
keep, progressing.
Yep. And every time I want to bring my doll out, everybody runs. If you look at her, if I brought her up, if you look at her eyes, you will see them. They'll start moving 2 different directions.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna definitely.
Would you like me to get her out for you?
Yeah, you can get it out. Let me see it.
Okay. Slide on over here so you can see. Come here.
What you doing?
Come on, little girl. Come here, what's up?
Come here. Where your bubba?
There she comes.
Oh, big girl.
And her name is Claire.
It's Claire.
Okay, so just let you know, she is a porcelain doll, so her eyes can't move normal. So I'll put her up to the camera. Oh, yeah. There we go. Let's see how the eyes move for you.
Yeah, like when I move my head, I would turn my camera on, but my daughter just came out. That's freaky, man. That is freaky.
Yeah.
That is
She's
freaky.
playing with the keyboard.
I'm gonna show my wife this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely show the wife this. Yeah, that is freaky.
You probably see her eyes start moving soon.
Yeah, it's moving with me. Like when I move to one side and to the other side. Put that down, Mama. What did you get into?
Let's try and get a look at the camera. There we go. There we go. Now she's looking straight at the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, that's freaky. I'm about to have nightmares now. Yeah, you about to give me nightmares.
See, she's a nice little spirit in this doll. She is haunted. Her name's Claire, and we got her from an investigation. The owners didn't know about her being in the shed, and I found her, and now she's here with me.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm about to. I'm gonna have to probably interview you now. Yeah, we might have to get an interview.
Anytime. Yeah. Now look at her eyes; they point the opposite way now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're going that way, I think. Yeah,
it's like one is straight and the other one. Man, hold on, bro. One straight.
Yep.
Mommy, go.
I know.
One says she's looking at something.
Yeah, one looking straight and the other one up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to.
You watch, her eyes are moving again. She'll move it back down, and they're slowly moving back down now.
Mom.
Mom. Hey, come on, move your eyes. Here she goes. She's moving it back now. I'll put it back on the chair. Hang on.
Yeah, that's it's on site now. Bond, how you leave me up here, Bond? Man, that's crazy. Y'all see this? What is you doing? Well,
you got to make clear.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You want to tell the people bye-bye? Tell them bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, brother. I appreciate you coming up, man. I appreciate it. I got to put this little rugrat.
Anytime, brother. Always happy to.
Always. Brother.
Always happy.
Y'all go check out Jason the Ghost Hunter, man. Y'all definitely go check him out. He just gave y'all an example why we need to be over there supporting, because he really about what he doing, the ghost hunting, and it's just something that Oh, go ahead, brother.
I always support people too. I always support a lot of people back. They support me. I support them. That's how I do it. Doesn't matter how big or small the channels are. I'm always there in somebody's life.
And definitely, like, I know one time you came in here and you was like, first time being here, but honestly, bro, I remember your channel distinctly because when you subbed to me, I subbed back to you, and I went and checked you out. And you've been supporting me for about a year, like 2 years since I've been on here. Okay, we about to go. Okay, let me get this little rug. Okay, mama. Okay, I apologize. All right, have a good one. But y'all know what I'm saying. Talk to you later. Okay, come on. Go get your baba. What? Say bye-bye. You don't want to tell him bye-bye? Come on, we're going night-night. All right, y'all have a good one, man. I got to get out of here. She ain't gonna let me do nothing. But y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Okay, mama, we done. Come on. We done.